Wizards face the Brooklyn Nets. Wizards on Sirius 137, XM 212 and Internet 909. Nets on Internet 882. 7:30 p.m. Atlanta Hawks face the Sacramento Kings. Hawks on Sirius 158, XM 214 and Internet 880. Kings on Internet 905. 7:30 p.m. Cleveland Cavaliers take on the Milwaukee Bucks. Cavaliers on Sirius XM channels 86, Internet 885. Bucks on Internet 896. 7:30 p.m. Boston Celtics face the Toronto Raptors. Celtics on Sirius XM channels 167, Internet 881. Raptors on Internet 907. 8 p.m. Houston Rockets face the Philadelphia 76ers. Rockets on Sirius 160, XM 215 and Internet 890. 76ers on Internet 902. 9 p.m. Denver Nuggets face the Oklahoma City Thunder. Nuggets on Sirius 162, XM 217 and Internet 887. Thunder on Internet 900. 9 p.m. Phoenix Suns take on the Charlotte Hornets. Suns on Sirius 161, XM 216 and Internet 903. Hornets on Internet 883. 10 p.m. Portland Trailblazers take on the San Antonio Spurs. Trailblazers on Sirius 137, XM 212 and Internet 904. Spurs on Internet 906. 10:30 p.m. LA Clippers face the Memphis Grizzlies. Clippers on Sirius XM 86, Internet 892. Grizzlies on Internet 894. In the NHL, 7 p.m. Columbus Blue Jackets face the Toronto Maple Leafs. Blue Jackets on Sirius 208, XM 219 and Internet 928. Maple Leafs on Internet 947. 7 p.m. Detroit Red Wings take on the Nashville Predators. Red Wings on Sirius 209, XM 220 and Internet 930. Predators on Internet 936. 7 p.m. Ottawa Senators take on the New Jersey Devils. Senators on Sirius 210, XM 221 and Internet 940. Devils on Internet 937. 7 p.m. Florida Panthers face the New York Rangers. Panthers on Sirius XM channels 91, Internet 932. Rangers on Internet 939. 7:30 p.m. New York Islanders take on the Washington Capitals. Islanders on Sirius 211, XM 222 and Internet 938. Capitals on Internet 950. 8 p.m. St. Louis Blues face the Colorado Avalanche. Blues on XM 207, Internet 945. Avalanche on Internet 927. 8 p.m. Dallas Stars face the Chicago Blackhawks. Stars on XM 223, Internet 929. Blackhawks on Internet 926. 10 p.m. Anaheim Ducks face the Arizona Coyotes. Ducks on Sirius XM channels 91, Internet 920. Coyotes on Internet 921. 10 p.m. Seattle Kraken face the Philadelphia Flyers. Kraken on Sirius 208, XM 219 and Internet 944. Flyers on Internet 941. In NCAA College Women's Basketball, 2 p.m. Florida State faces Georgia Tech on Sirius 139, XM 194 and Internet 956. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM sports schedule for Friday, December the 29th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NBA, 7 p.m., Orlando Magic take on the New York Knicks. Magic on Sirius 138, XM 213, and Internet 901. Knicks on Internet 899. 7 p.m., Washington Wizards face the Brooklyn Nets. Wizards on Sirius 137, XM 212, and Internet 909. Nets on Internet 882. 7:30 p.m., Atlanta Hawks face the Sacramento Kings. Hawks on Sirius 158, XM 214, and Internet 880. Kings on Internet 905. 7:30 p.m., Cleveland Cavaliers take on the Milwaukee Bucks. Cavaliers on Sirius XM channels 86, Internet 885. Bucks on Internet 896. 7:30 p.m., Boston Celtics face the Toronto Raptors. Celtics on Sirius XM channels 167, Internet 881. Raptors on Internet 907.
SiriusXM NFL Radio Channel 88 brings you expert analysis from former players, coaches, and executives, plus reaction to all the latest news on the only 24/7 station dedicated to the National Football League.
I'm Mick Kern with It Happened in Baseball. The pinnacle of team success in Major League Baseball is winning the World Series. Pretty much everyone knows the New York Yankees have won the most championships over the years, but what about the teams that have never tasted success on the biggest stage in baseball? As of the 2015 season, 6 current franchises have never won at all. Let's start with the Texas Rangers. Born in 1961 as the reconstituted Washington Senators, they picked up and moved to the Lone Star State in time for the 1972 season. They've come close, losing in 5 games to the San Francisco Giants back in the 2010 World Series, then twice being a strike away from winning it all against the Cardinals in 2011 before losing in 7 to the Redbirds. The Houston Astros began life in 1962 as the Colt 45s and have been to the dance only once, losing in 4 straight to the Chicago White Sox in 2005. Except for the Kansas City Royals, the 1969 expansion class has not fared all that well when it comes to World Series success. The San Diego Padres have been there twice, losing to the Tigers in 1984 and the Yankees in 1990. 1998. The Milwaukee Brewers began life as the Seattle Pilots before landing in Wisconsin a year later. They took part in the 1982 Classic, losing in 7 games to the Cardinals. That's much better than the Washington Nationals, who spent their first 3 decades as the Montreal Expos. 1981 was the closest the Expos ever got to the World Series, falling a game short against the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Seattle Mariners are the only current American League club to have never participated in a World Series. For It Happened in Baseball, I'm Mick Kern.
Follow every second of the action on NHL Network Radio. From behind the bench to every play on the ice. If it's hockey, it's on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. SiriusXM 91.
I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM sports schedule for Friday, December the 29th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In NCAA college men's basketball, 2 p.m., Penn State faces Rider on XM and Internet 372. 6 p.m., Indiana faces Kennesaw State on XM and Internet 372. 6 p.m., Miami faces North Florida on Sirius 106, XM 193, and Internet 955. 7 p.m., Cincinnati faces Evansville on XM 382, Internet 972. 7 p.m., Clemson faces Radford on Sirius 139, XM 194, and Internet 956. 7 p.m., Iowa takes on Northern Illinois on XM 383, Internet 973. 7 p.m., Kentucky faces Illinois State on Sirius XM and Internet channels 81. 7 p.m., Michigan takes on McNeese State on XM 384, Internet 974. 7 p.m., Minnesota faces Maine on Sirius XM and Internet channels 85. 7 p.m., Purdue faces Eastern Kentucky. 7 p.m., Purdue takes on Eastern Kentucky on Sirius XM and Internet channels 83. 7 p.m., USC faces Bethune-Cookman on XM 83, Internet 971. 8 p.m., LSU faces Northwestern State on XM 385, Internet 975. 8 p.m., North Carolina faces Charleston Southern on Sirius 106, XM 193, and Internet 955. 8 p.m., Northwestern takes on Jackson State on XM 386, Internet 976. 8 p.m., Texas faces UNCG on Sirius 132, XM 199, and Internet 953. 8:30 p.m., Utah takes on Washington State with the Utah feed on XM 388, Internet 978, Washington State on XM 387, Internet 977. 9 p.m., Boise State faces Utah Valley on XM 390, Internet 980. 9 p.m., Colorado faces Washington with the Colorado feed on XM and Internet 373, Washington on XM 389, Internet 979. 9 p.m., Colorado State faces Adams State on Sirius 109, XM 203, and Internet 966. 9 p.m., Gonzaga takes on San Diego State with the Gonzaga feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 81, San Diego State on Sirius 121, XM 202, and Internet 965. 9 p.m., Illinois takes on Fairleigh Dickinson on Sirius XM and Internet channels 83. 10 p.m., San Diego faces Fresno State on XM 391, Internet 981. 10:30 p.m., Cal takes on Arizona with the Cal feed on XM 392, Internet 982, Arizona on Sirius 146, XM 197, and Internet 959. 11 p.m., Stanford faces Arizona State, the Stanford feed on XM 381, Internet 971, Arizona State on XM and Internet 373. In NCAA college football, noon, Kentucky faces Clemson with the Kentucky feed on Sirius 119, XM 190, and Internet 961. Clemson on Sirius 106, XM 193, and Internet 955. National feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 84. 2 p.m., Notre Dame faces Oregon State. The Notre Dame feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 129. Oregon State on XM and Internet 373. National feed on Sirius 208, XM 201, and Internet 964. 3:30 p.m., Iowa State takes on Memphis. The Iowa State feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 84, Memphis on XM 380, Internet 970. National feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 80. 8 p.m., Ohio State takes on Missouri. The Ohio State feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 84, Missouri on Sirius 119, XM 190, and Internet 961. National feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 80. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM sports schedule for Friday, December the 29th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In NCAA college men's basketball, 2 p.m., Penn State faces Rider on XM and Internet 372.
Hear it all on demand. Your favorite shows, your favorite games. Don't miss a second of your favorite SiriusXM programming on demand with the SiriusXM app. Download it now for free.
For SiriusXM Sports, I'm Ryan Peyton. He's known as one of the greatest quarterbacks to play in the NFL, and he played for the Colts and the Broncos. Peyton Manning played in the league for 18 seasons. Between those two teams, the first 14 with Indianapolis winning a Super Bowl and 4 MVPs. On March 18, 2016, the number 18 was retired by the Colts and will never be worn again by any Colts player. He set many franchise records with Indy, including most passing attempts in a season, most touchdown passes for a rookie, and many, many others. After being with the Colts for 14 seasons, he went to free agency and then signed with Denver for the final 4 seasons of his career. He would go on to win another MVP in 2012, would advance to the Super Bowl that season, but fall short of his second title. Then he would get one more chance in 2016, in which he would win his second Super Bowl title. In his last season in the NFL, what a way to go out. Manning would end his career with a total of 2 Super Bowls and 5 MVPs, and he's pretty good in commercials as well. He went through many coaches and made each one better and made all his teammates better as well, not just the ones he played with, but the ones he played against on the field on any given Sunday. He will go down as one of the best to play the game, and he will definitely go down as one of the best quarterbacks in NFL history. For SiriusXM Sports, I'm Ryan Peyton.
The PGA Tour comes to life on SiriusXM. It's your destination for everything on the tour. Hear live, hole-by-hole coverage and expert analysis. PGA Tour Radio, SiriusXM 92.
This is the NBA on SiriusXM.
Full steam out of the backcourt, all the way to the rim for a thunderous slam.
Every game, all season long, through the NBA Finals.
Drives, he jump stops, he's off balance, he put it up and in. I don't know how.
Your home for hoops is SiriusXM Radio. Now, let's take you courtside for the game.
And continuing on the road tonight, it's a stop in Boston against the Celtics, the third meeting of the season between the two. The Celtics own the first 2. Welcome to Tangerine Raptors basketball. Jim Taddy with you. Warren Ward and Josh Lewinberg return at halftime. Let's go over to Paul Jones and Javon Shepard. And new starting lineup, guys, new hope.
Yeah, you guys talked about it, and I think it was Warren that talked about it. And to me, it's the trickle down, Javon, where you had what was a starting group in the game as a second unit at a key time in the second quarter against Washington, and that's when they made the break. That's when it happened, because you had, the former starters on the floor against Washington's second unit, and the lead went from 5 to 13 points. Mail it in, say goodnight, game's over. And I think the trickle down we've seen, Malachi lose minutes. I'm not sure we would have seen much of Precious had Jakob not gotten into foul trouble, but Darko knows he has other options now.
Yeah, there's other options, and for Coach Darko, you always want to be armored with, different ways and points of attack against your opponents. I think we also have to temper that last game because you were playing the worst defense in the league, right? You're playing against the worst defense in the league against Washington. But what I did like is, to your point, that quote-unquote starting unit, a starting lineup, was playing against your opponent's second line. And, we've seen the team go on a 19-1 run when Dennis Schroeder came in the game. And obviously the look that you get with him and Scotty are going to be 2 completely different looks.
Yes.
More size. Scotty's going to be more in the open court. Teams are switching a lot more, in the NBA right now. So with a bigger lineup, you're going to find mismatches and post up a bit more, trying to attack those looks. When Dennis comes in the game, I like the fact that he had a professional mindset, right? He didn't take a step back. And he led the team with, a plus 29.
But here's the thing, Javon. That's a role that he's very used to in this league, right?
In his career.
There's a school of thought out there where, yes, he's a starter, but as a starter, and this comes from some other people around the league to me, maybe he's overexposed. You know what I mean? Yeah. A guy plays 20 minutes, he's good, but when you play him 26 minutes, there's more room to screw up in those extra minutes, right? I wouldn't say that, but this is a role that he's used to, Schroeder.
He's used to. And this also is going to be beneficial on the defensive side, because now he's going to be matched up against, opposing teams backup point guard.
Yes.
Right. His ability to press up 94 feet against the quote-unquote lesser guard is going to pay dividends, right? You're going to be disruptive to their offense, not allow them to get to things easy, turn them over. That should translate to some easy baskets. So, again, first look at it, not the greatest team. And obviously this Boston Celtics team is going to be sitting Tatum tonight, Porzingis, so you're not going to get them at full strength. And then you have the Detroit Pistons, right? So these next 3 games are also an opportunity these next 2 games rather, in conjunction with that last win, is to get some confidence going, right?
Well, let's see if the Raptors can put back-to-back wins together for the first time in a month. The last time they did it was against Indiana and Chicago, November 22nd to 24th. Be a great time for them to pull it off here against, well, the top team. And, the load management happening with guys resting tonight for Boston when you think about Tatum, Porzingis, and Horford all out of the lineup. Javon's still a formidable opponent, though.
Listen, Jonesy, I want to say one thing. Those guys look just fine finishing the game last night. They look healthy. They close out the game pretty strong. Unfortunately, this is obviously for the Boston Celtics. They're preparing themselves, positioning themselves to, win a championship and finish strong in the East and so forth. But, with those guys sitting out, I think you still have to keep in mind, Drew Holiday's on the opposing end, right? Jaylen Brown, who's played extremely well, he's played extremely well against the Raptors, is something you have to be mindful of as well, right? The last 2 games, Jaylen Brown's led against Toronto. Jaylen Brown's led the Celtics in scoring 52 points and at 62% from the floor. So this is still a pretty strong team. Obviously a team that has enough depth to win and compete in a game like this tonight. And sometimes when you're the Raptors as a player, you look over, you see the star sitting out, you don't respect your opponent as much, or you take your foot off of the gas. And I hope this is one of the games, and forget lineups, this is also an area that we got to see improvement from the Raptors, is being your opponent, respecting your opponent, and going out and killing your opponent right from the onset.
Well, let's see if the Raptors are ready to go. The starters being introduced for Toronto. Gary Trent Jr., as we told you, this revamped lineup out there with Barnes, Pirtle, Siakam, and Anunoby. And Javon, let's say this. Sometimes when there's a change made and there's only one starter, people tend to point to that guy. Oh, see, they took that guy out of the lineup. I would say this is not the case in Toronto. They needed a change. They needed something done. The Raptors starting lineup brought to you by your Ontario Subaru dealers. Hurry to your local Subaru dealer and get more out of every kilometer this fall, including more karaoke. And Javon, to that point, Jim and Warren talked about, you and I've talked, there's been a trickle down. You change one starter, but it's impacted lineups all the way down the road.
Yeah, guys just have to stay ready mentally, because if I'm Coach Darko, I'm looking at these changes that you make in the lineup. And, he made a comment the other day, there's no Steph Curry on the bench and he's holding out. So that also tells you that some of these changes are actually marginal. And what you're trying to gain out of them is rhythm, chemistry, and cohesion with the changes. So this is something I think is going to be experimented depending on matchups, depending on how guys are playing throughout the season. And those changes as well keep your opponent on their heels, keep your opponent on their toes. But I don't expect this to be, the starting 5 come game 82. Absolutely not. I think we see a bit more of it.
The lights down at the TD Garden, and Eddie Palladino ready to bring out the Boston Celtics. So let's get to the Garden and hear the Celtics starting 5. there are the Boston Celtics, and one of my favorites, Eddie Palladino, present company excluded, Herbie Kuhn in Toronto, but he's in my top 3 for in-arena voices. That, along with the guy we'll hear tomorrow night at some point, crooning Detroit basketball, John Mason, affectionately known as just Mason in the Detroit area. And the other guy, number 3 for me, or another guy in my top 10 would be Dan Roberts, who's been in Utah for a long time. But traditions, championships, well, not quite with Utah. This guy Jordan has a couple of their rings. But the Raptors and the Celtics getting set to tip it off. And Javon, we've talked about it. Boy, the Raptors need that good start. They've won the last 3 first quarters, though, after having not winning one in December up to that point. They're going to need it now, and they're going to have to, well, take a page out of the Pistons book from last night. Just keep punching, stay close, and see if you can lean them out at the tape.
Well, they're fatigued, right? They're on a back-to-back. They went into overtime with Detroit. And you also have Cornette, who only played 4 games in this December month, right? So, that should be a point of attack right out the gate. And your energy has to be at a premium coming into this game. You know, you're playing in the Garden, and you don't have anything to lose, right? This is the best team in the NBA right now, and obviously you're exploring, and this is, day 2 or game 2 of a different lineup. There's some good energy coming off of that win against, the Washington Wizards. So let's go out there, let's hoop, right? Just play basketball, hoop.
The Raptors will wear the black. Celtics in those uniforms that stand the test of time. White with Kelly green, and the Raptors win the tip, and they will bring it front court from right to left. Scotty up top, finds Pirtle, and Cornette blocked it. It's like he was listening to Javon on the broadcast. Oh, you guys are going to attack me, huh? Back comes Boston. Drew Holiday, 3, no good. Rebound, Pirtle. Well, it just shows that Javon has the coaching thinking. Long to Anunoby from Barnes. That one, no stopping at OG with the vertical spacing. Makes it 2-0 Toronto.
You can see this 2 games in a row where Scotty started out the game. He's trying to get his teammates involved. A pocket pass early in the lob now, which is successful to OG on the dunk.
Jumper back for the Celtics, no good. Here come the Raptors front court. Scotty on the bounce. Works with the Pirtle screen, finds Pirtle, short corner, floater, no good, rebound Cornette.
Pirtle's got to be aggressive on those catches, right? If Scotty's going to get in pick and roll situation, pocket pass, got to figure out a way to close it out.
Celtics come back. Sam Hauser knocks in a 3. He was deadly against Toronto in the in-season tournament game in Toronto, Javon. And he gives the Celtics a 3-2 lead.
Well, this is their identity, the 3 ball. So you're going to have to contest. You're going to have to get them off the 3-point line. They're not a great driving team, and when they do drive, it's to kick out and find guys' shots on the perimeter. You know that, especially when you're playing against a team that has an identity, has a DNA. The scouting report is already set for you.
Number 1 in the NBA, taking 43 threes a game.
27 on drive.
Derek White misses a 3. Back come the Raptors in the black, moving right to left. 3-2 Boston, 10-14 first quarter. First quarter brought to you by Tangerine, official bank of the Toronto Raptors and their fans. Barnes to Siakam, far side. Right wing into the lane, fall away over Derek White, got it. Pascal plays the strings. Raptors up 4-3. Back comes Boston. In the white, moving left to right. Derek White finds Cornette. Dribble handoff, Hauser, Trent dogging him. Into the lane, Derek White floats it up, no good. Rebound knocked away, Scotty has it. Quick outlet to Siakam. Pascal on the run, kick to Trent. 3-ball near side, bang, bang in the bottom of the well.
Good transition.
Raptors up 7-3. Raptors the number 1 team, or one of the top teams in terms of fast breaking. Jaylen Brown, 3, good. The Raptors are indeed number 1 with 17.6 fast break points per game. Trent near side. Raptors up 7-6. Trent misses a 17-footer. near elbow. Back comes Boston. Hauser gets it to Brown. He runs into Trent, and the elbow up a little bit too high. And they got an offensive foul on Jaylen Brown. They show the replay. The crowd doesn't like it, but they're going to turn it over and give it to Toronto. Back come the Raptors. Pirtle on the elbow, near side. Drives, kicks it to Siakam. Pascal at the nails, step back, jumper in the air, back rim, no good. Long rebound, knocked away. Toronto retrieves it. Barnes, 3-ball, far side, no good. Rebound, Hauser. Boston hustles front court. Holiday in the lane, lobs it up for Cornette, can't get it. Back come the Raptors. 8:24 first quarter, 7-6 Toronto. Barnes, 3 near side, no good. Rebound, Cornette. Here comes Boston front court, trailing by 1. Jaylen Brown, top of the lane, stutter dribble. Feeds it to the corner. Derek White, 3, good.
That's a tough one, right? You have OG being aggressive and Scotty being aggressive on the ball handlers, and Drew Holiday and Jaylen Brown. But on the help, you've got to be able to have the urgency and get back out to the three-point line.
The Raptors come up empty on their trip. Back comes Boston. 9-7 Celtics. Brown to Holiday, drives far side, lays it up and in. Timeout, Darko Rajakovic. Boston up 11-7. 7:39 first quarter.
That's 2 possessions in a row where Pascal sort of fell asleep to help on the roll and getting back out to the shooter. And now another pick and roll action and just closing out a little late. And you get that attack, right from the slot.
8-0 run for Boston. Let's take a break. 7:39 first quarter. 11-7 Boston. You're listening to Tangerine Raptors basketball on TSN 1050 Toronto.
Hey, Raptor fans, what would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Unhibernate, a verb. To laugh in the face of snow because you drive a Subaru. As in, when I unhibernate, I have the roads all to myself because my Subaru has symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and others don't. Or, the award-winning safety in my Subaru means I can unhibernate all winter while my neighbors stare longingly from their bedroom windows. Or my favorite usage. I'm going to unhibernate this winter by visiting my local Subaru dealer today. Welcome to Uncommon Winter Confidence.
Whoa! Friday's Lotomax jackpot is an estimated $27 million.
If I won, I'd get myself a double neck guitar.
Nice. I'd get a rooftop concert dome.
It's a dream on.
Personal 5-star restaurant.
Backyard water park.
My own skydiving plane.
My own scuba diving school.
Nordic style spa.
Now that feels nice.
Friday's Lotomax jackpot is an estimated $27 million. Why dream to the min when you can dream to the max?
Overdrive, Toronto's favorite way to drive home. Weekdays 4 to 7 on TSN 1050.
Back in Toronto, Raptors trailing Boston 11-7 first quarter. It's an 8-0 run by the Celtics, Javon, to push that lead to where it is and, well, force Darko to call the timeout.
Yeah, just a couple miscommunications on the last 2 plays there, and already you can see that this Boston team 3 for 5 from the three-point line. That's something you have to address early with this team, not allowing them to get comfortable at that line. Obviously, they're missing Tatum, they're missing Porzingis, so it's going to be a different look. But you got to be able to control, the perimeter play, three-point shooting there, and with Cornette in the game and Pirtle under the basket, those guys can, have that urgency a bit more and attack the three-point line a bit more aggressively on the defensive end.
Pirtle with the ball. Far side, right wing. Raptors in the black coming right to left. Barnes. Pass intercepted by Derek White. White drives and Barnes blocks it. Scotty says, no, not tonight. I gave it to you, but you're not getting anything to eat. Back comes Siakam. Kick to Barnes. Deep three up top, no good. Rebound Pirtle in traffic, back up and in. Jakob doing the work on the offensive end. Gives the Raptors 2 points, 11-9 Boston.
Big time rebound by Pirtle amongst 4 white shirts. But when you get good shots, you know Scotty's going to put it up. Guys are in rebounding position. Boston turns it over next play.
So the Raptors will bring it back front court. Trailing 11-9. Scotty
with the trail block. How about that one?
He turned it over, and you know it's funny. There was a post on social media where Devin Booker, where I'm trying to remember who it was that turned it over. And Booker said, "You turned it over, you didn't run back.
How you gonna turn it over and not run back?"
And when you turn it over, you better be the first guy back there putting out the fire. Pirtle kicks out. Trent near side. 3, 2 rims, no good. Rebound Jaylen Brown. Here comes Boston with an 11-9 need. 6:30 to go. First quarter. Holiday in the lane. Fall away jumper, no good. Cornette with the rebound, back up and in, and he's fouled by Pirtle. Luke Cornette, a very serviceable backup, really plays his role well. Giovanni's going to get a chance for a 3-point play.
He gave Pirtle a little taste of his own medicine there, coming up with the offensive rebound. But he crashes the board at 7-2 and puts his shoulder into Pirtle, right? Just displaces him a bit, gets the basketball, takes the foul. And in his position, he's not going to get a lot of touches with this team. He's not going to get a lot of looks. So plays like those, he has to get on the offensive boards. He understands his role with this team.
That's his pass, right?
That's it. Those are your minutes right there. You come up with offensive boards, crash the board, crash the glass, pass the basketball, you will earn yourself minutes. Play defense. You got a number of scores on this team.
A former pro said, how come you guys don't run any plays for me? He says, when I shoot and miss, that's your play. 14-9 Boston. Schroeder into the game. Pull-up jumper. Got it in the lane. 10 feet. Schroeder pulls the Raptors to within 3 at 14-11.
Instant action from Schroeder coming off of the bench.
Jaylen Brown in the lane. Has it blocked by Pirtle. Here come the Raptors. 4-on-2. Schroeder with the lob to Trent. Floats it up. No good. Rebound. Here comes Peyton Pritchard. Stops out top. Gets it to Holiday. To Cornette, trailing into the corner. Canadian O'Shea Brissett on the drive. Kicks to Brown. Open 3. Good.
Well, that's exactly what I mentioned to you. Gary Trent Jr., he's still on the floor on the other end, worried about the foul. What he thought was a foul. They come down, and I mentioned it earlier, penetrating O'Shea Brissett, not for this to score the basketball, but to kick it out for a 3.
Anunoby 3 up top, no good. Rebound Jaylen Brown. 17-11 Boston, 5-18 first quarter. Pritchard, far side, guarded by Schroeder. On the bounce, up top to Cornette. Now to Jaylen Brown. Steps into a 3 up top. Got it. Boston scorching from distance. 5 of 7. They've got a 9-point lead at 20-11. Such a weapon, the 3 ball for the Celtics. Trent in the lane, floats it up, no good. Rebound Brissett. Here comes Pritchard. On the run to Brown. Jaylen pulls up from deep, knocks it down again. Jaylen Brown, 4 of 4 from distance. All his points from beyond the arc. Boston 23, Toronto 11. Timeout, Raptors.
And Jaylen Brown reminding you why he signed the richest contract in NBA history this offseason. 5 years, $288 million.
Well, he's green money right now. 23-11 Boston will take a break. 4:45 first quarter. Listen to Tangerine Raptors basketball on TSN 1050 Toronto.
Alpine News Network is here live with one of our superheroes.
People often ask me how fast I am. Oh, 1 sec. I just went to Bali and back. I'm also fast when it comes to helping people. Like when I helped Bill. His company vehicles were being serviced, and I was able to help him with a business loan. He got the transport trucks they needed, and I got to honk the horn. All of them.
Own your home? Need a loan? Alpine Credits can help.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved. Just for license 12616. Love meatballs? You could have spaghetti and meatballs, but why have a dish where they're mentioned second, like an afterthought? With 2-for-1 Pizza's new meatball menu, meatballs are the star of the show with dishes like meatball pizza, with meatballs, green peppers, and red onions starting at just $11.99, or their oven-baked meatballs, baked in their classic tomato sauce topped with Italian herbs for just $10.99. Order online at 2for1pizza.com.
There's no escaping it, whether your business is local, regional, or global. In today's faster-paced and more complex business environment, management and leadership skills are fundamental to success. Business owners must lead their organization, sales managers must lead their sales teams, and sales professionals must lead their clients and prospects. For over 18 years, Train West Management and Consulting has helped business professionals develop, expand, and refine their management and sales skills. If you're deadly serious about improving your skills, go to trainwest.ca.
There's no better way to drive home than with Hayes, Noodles, and the O-Dog. Overdrive every weekday, 4 to 7 p.m. on TSN 1050.
23-11, Boston leading Toronto. Paul Jones, Javon Shepard. You'll hear from Jim Taddy, Warren Ward, and Josh Lewinberg at halftime. Producer Owen Hall and technical director Cameron Moore behind the glass. And I got to tell you, Javon, I know the three ball has become a weapon, but the Celtics just, with impunity, they just fire away, man.
Yeah, and they hit it at a high clip. Right now, they're 6 for 8 from the three-point line, and you know, with a team like this, they can shoot themselves into a game, but they can shoot themselves out of a game as well.
Yeah.
Just getting too comfortable with that three-point shot. I thought a number of the ones that they did take and they got, a couple of the defenders on the Raptors side just fell asleep. And when your opponent doesn't have the basketball, you still have to be aware of where these guys are because they hunt shots and they stay on the move.
Biggest lead of the game for Boston at 12. Siakam, far block, right side. Raptors in the black, moving right to left. Backs in on Pritchard, kick out. Boucher, three up top, short. Rebound, Brissett. O'Shea brings it front court. On the bounce, gets it to Delano Banton. A couple of Canadians on the floor. Banton's pass intercepted by Anunoby. OG drives and jams it down.
He might have got fouled about 2 or 3 times on that play. One when he's collecting the basketball, and twice in transition. Strong take, strong finish.
OG's that guy. He's too strong for his own good.
He doesn't even understand how strong he is.
23-13, Raptors cut it to 10. Brown to Pritchard. Deep three up top, no good. Rebound, Boucher. Raptors have a chance to cut the lead to single digits. Siakam into the corner to Schroeder, knocked away by Pritchard. Out of bounds, it'll stay with Toronto.
You can see the urgency that Boston has when Pascal catches the basketball in transition, catches it above the break there. And Pritchard, as well as Delano, just really shrunk the floor. Had to make the pass to Schroeder on the wing.
Schroeder drives, gets into the lane, reverse layup up and in. 23-15, Raptors with back-to-back buckets, cut the lead to 8. Celtics come back right away. Delano Banton with the jam at the other end. 25-15 Boston, 3:20 to go. First quarter. Schroeder to Anunoby. Finds Otto Porter Jr. into the game. They get it to Siakam in the post on Pritchard. Turnaround jumper, easy work for Pascal from 12 feet.
Yeah, that's a matchup that he has to capitalize and take advantage of. A number of times he's got some post up early in this game. Well, he's got to take them and look to score and then let his team play through him.
25-17, Boston by 8. We go inside 3 minutes. First quarter. Pritchard drives in the lane. Kicks it out to Brissett. O'Shea, step back, mid-range, 18-footer, no good. All Toronto on the glass. Boucher, outlet to Schroeder. Up the far side, right wing on the bounce. Down to Siakam, on Banton. Far corner, right side, backs into the lane, spins off and floats it up, no good. Knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Toronto.
Pascal getting another touch, that mid-post there below the break. And you can see him being a bit conservative and attacking, trying to survey the defense. But you got that matchup in Delano Banton. That was your rookie. You get that ball in the post, it's got to be time to eat.
Time to go. Time to go. Raptors will inbound. Baseline left, near side. Derek White checks back in. Let's see what the Raptors can cook up here on the inbound. Schroeder to do the honors. Kicks it out high to Siakam up top. Pascal drive, tries to find Boucher, almost throws it away. Porter runs it down. Pascal drive. Pull-up jumper no good, but he's fouled by Derek White.
Two good attacks by Pascal back-to-back there. They're trying to funnel him to the middle where there's a bit more help. Pascal rejecting it here on Derek White, picking up the foul into his jump shot.
Raptors inbound near side. Right wing. Kick it to Schroeder up top. 3 in the air, no good. Rebound run down by Neemias Queta. Off to Jaylen Brown. Brown drive, gets into the lane, puts it up, score it, and a foul on Boucher. 27-17 and one more to come for Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown's strong attack there. He knows, right? If he gets into his handle and takes away Scotty Barnes' space, he takes away the leverage there between the legs. A little handle showing you a little bit of his package. Gets by Scotty and picks up the foul against Chris Boucher coming across to help.
Brown knocks down another one. Like a FedEx commercial. What can Brown do for you? He's doing a lot right now. 15 of Boston's 28. Otto Porter up top, into the corner to Boucher. Raptors down 28-17, under 2 minutes to go. First quarter. Boucher, 3-ball, far side, good. Down the bottom of the well by Chris Boucher. Raptors 2 of 9 from distance. Boston 6 of 9. Pritchard, out top, gets it to Brown. Drives inside the arc, kick to the corner. Derek White, good closeout by Otto Porter. Kicks it back, Pritchard, open 3 in the corner, no good. Rebound Siakam. Tried to save it, but stepped on the line. They're going to say out of bounds. It will go to Boston. Schroeder will defend for the Raptors. Boston inbounding. Peyton. Pritchard gets it in. White up top on the bounce against Porter. Shot fake, leans in, throws up a 3, no good. Queta with the rebound, lays it up and in.
Got to come up with the offensive rebound there. A good switch between Porter and Pascal on the perimeter, forcing a tough shot from White about 28 feet out.
Schroeder up top. 30-20 Boston. Scotty in the post on Pritchard. Kicks it far side. Boucher drives baseline. Kicks it out. They swing it. Schroeder to Siakam. 3 in the air. No good as the shot clock expired. And back comes Boston. Derek White straight away between the rings. Boston moving left to right. White into the lane. Floats it up. No good. And Javon, we've got to a point now where the Raptors are so concerned about the perimeter and pushing up.
Opening up the lanes.
There are so many driving lanes right now for Boston.
Boston is an extremely smart offensive team, right? So now you know, okay, we've knocked down a number of shots from the perimeter, shooting 60%, knocked down 6 of them. And, you know, the Raptors are a bit more aggressive on the perimeter. Now the guards are handling the basketball a bit more and getting by and getting into the lane. Slot drives, which are, you know, extremely dangerous, getting to the rim. So Raptors also have to be mindful of, you know, you want to get to the three-point line, but you also want to control, you know, those penetrations. And, you know, a couple times Scotty Barnes has been on the opposing end of that. And, you know, whether it be Jaylen Brown or Derek White, they know he's lengthy, and they're negating that by just really cutting off the angles that he could use.
2 free throws go down. 32-20 Boston. 35 seconds first quarter. Little pressure from Boston to take some time off the clock as Schroeder runs it past the Celtics logo at midcourt. Left hand waist high dribble, directing traffic. Schroeder works left near side. Back to Porter. Otto on the bounce. Step back 3, no good. Rebound Jaylen Brown. Boston going to get the final shot. 10 seconds first quarter. Brown kicks it to Pritchard. 3-ball near side, good. Boston has knocked down 7 threes in the first quarter, and they lead it 35-20.
It's going to sound easier than it may be, but first order of business is stopping that three-point line, right? 7 for 11 from the three-point line for Boston. And that's 21 points right there. So coming out of into the second quarter, really got to, get on the shoelaces at the three-point line, but also contain the dribble.
Boston lighting Toronto up from distance. Raptors 23rd in three-point defense. They better pick that up. Second quarter when we come back. Raptors trailing Boston 35-20. You're listening to Tangerine Raptors basketball across the TSN radio network.
Let's get jerseys. Let's get jerseys.
Right now, become a Tangerine client with a savings account, and you could get a free Raptors jersey.
We want jerseys.
Finally, a savings account worth cheering for.
Jerseys. Jerseys.
Find out how to score a jersey at tangerine.ca/Raptors. Tangerine, that's forward banking. Available to new clients who open and fund an eligible account while supplies last. Conditions apply.
Bonjour.
Hello.
Voudriez-vous apprendre une autre langue?
Would you like to learn another language?
Como l'italiano?
Like Italian.
O español?
Or Spanish. With Babbel, learning a language is
fácil.
Easy. Lessons take just 10 minutes a day and are voiced by real native speakers designed for all levels of learners. Right now, Babbel is offering radio listeners 55% off their subscription. Visit babbel.com/radio. That's BABBEL.com/radio for 55% off.
At Trillium Health Partners, we're ready to see you, not just as a patient, but as a person who needs innovative care with a human touch, a person with a life, with hopes, and with fears. At Trillium Health Partners, we'll see the whole you, our nurses, our doctors, and our staff. Because when we care for the whole person, our whole community gets stronger. Trillium Health Partners, we see you. Learn more at weseeyou.ca.
TSN 1050. Listen anywhere. Stream your favorite shows in your car. Available on Apple CarPlay via the iHeartRadio app. TSN 1050. Everywhere you want it.
35-20, Boston leading Toronto. About to start the second quarter. Second quarter brought to you by Alpine Credits. Do you own your home and need a loan? Alpine Credits can help. Get approved at alpinecredits.ca. Javon, you better start approving some defense on the three-point line. That's all I can say if you're wearing a black shirt with Toronto.
Also want to see Toronto attack Pritchard on the offensive end as well, right? Anyway, if he's on the floor right now, there's going to be a mismatch. His opponent has to think, oh, wow, we got a dunk here.
Yeah, we got a dunk from Cornette as former Raptors Svi Mihailuk into the ball game. They find Cornette on the jam. And, Javon, they have been going at that matchup with Pritchard. The issue is Toronto's scoring twos and Boston's coming back with threes.
Winning the points per possession game there.
37-20, Celtics by 17. McDaniels finds Boucher. Three ball far side, no good. Rebound Sam Hauser. Front court. Hauser to Derek White. Drives in the lane to Pritchard. Blocked by Barnes. Said no, sir. Rebound, kick out. Swing it. Pritchard to Hauser. Corner three in the air. Good. Another triple for Boston. 8 of 13. They lead 40-20. Raptors back. Miss. Here comes Boston front court. Pritchard on the drive. Near side. Right wing. Gets it to White. Pull up jumper. Free throw line. No good. Rebound Boucher. Raptors down 40-20, second quarter just underway. McDaniels three up top, short, rebound Boston. White drives, and they're going to call him on a travel. The Raptor bench jumped up. Everybody wanted the walking call, and they got it. That's the other thing, Javon, too. They're not really creating a whole lot of turnovers. Raptors are a team that, when their defense is on, they turn you over.
Yeah.
They're not getting a lot of those right now either.
Well, you have to credit Boston, and you look at both teams running their offense right now. Boston's just running a bit crisper, even on their cuts. They're putting the basketball on the floor with purpose, a bit more conviction. And the Raptors are a little casual on the offensive side.
Siakam drive, kick it out. Barnes, 3 up top, good. Finally, Scotty gets one down. Raptors cut the lead to 40-23. Still a long way to go. Climbing uphill. Pritchard in the lane. Finds Cornette for the jam.
Cornette moving really well without the basketball, just knowing his guards are going to attack. You know, everybody's concerned with the three ball, falling asleep on the backside, and earned himself this is 7th point.
McDaniels in the lane. Kicks it out top to Barnes. 42-23 Boston. Scotty drive, gets in the lane, floats it up, no good. Gets his rebound before it comes off the glass and puts it back up and in.
And his jump is so quick, he's so long. As the ball comes off, his own shot, he's already flushing it in the basket.
Yeah, it's like a pass to himself.
It's almost like that T-Mac.
Yeah.
Off the glass, let me go get it. A little showtime with it.
42-25. Cornette with another layup. He's doing damage in the paint there. 44-25, Boston by 19. Siakam drive, lay it in, the block on Hauser, and Pascal's going to go to the line for one more.
Pascal, he's so good when he catches that basketball in transition, and obviously he's, you know, a dominant right-handed player, but when he's on that left, he's so difficult. He's shifty, you know, has that concentration to finish, whether he's going to Euro step, whether he's, you know, driving through your body. But even on that left side, you know, extremely dangerous.
So let's see if the Raptors can mount a charge here, Javon. I mean, Boston looks very comfortable and in control right now with a 44-28 lead. The lead was as big as 20. It's 16 now. Siakam with 7 after the free throw. On the baseline, reverse layup, Svi Mykhailiuk. Again, cutting down the baseline. Boston getting into the paint, Javon, and finding cutters.
Well, Scotty Barnes on the weak side there got caught ball watching on Pritchard. And the defense speed just goes right back door. That's an easy layup.
Achua in the lane. Jump hook up, no good. Rebound, Mykhailiuk. Missed a chance at an easy one. Pritchard near side. In the lane. Finds Hauser, catch and shoot. Rainbow 3, no good. Rebound, Achua. 8 minutes to go, first half, 46-28 Boston. Barnes' pass behind a cutting Anunoby. Turn it over and give it to the Celtics.
Yeah, you could talk a lot about the defense of the Raptors right now, but obviously just a high-powered offensive team. But offensively, the Raptors just look all out of sorts right now. That's a bigger concern.
White up top. Gets it to Mykhailiuk. 3 in the air, no good. Rebound Achua. 7:40. Raptors in the black. Second quarter moving right to left. Schroeder kicks it out. Barnes catch and shoot 3, bucket. Down the bottom of the well for Scotty. Raptors cut it to 46-31. And the Celtics want a timeout.
And how simple is the game? You know, high pick and roll. Schroeder gets into the lane. You know, Precious is rolling to the basket, and Scotty filling up, shooting at a high clip, in stride, in step, rhythm 3.
Timeout on the floor. 7.5 to go. Second quarter, 46-31 Boston. You're listening to Tangerine Raptors basketball on TSN 1050 Toronto.
Alpine News Network is here live with one of our superheroes.
Love is in the air. Frank and Marge's daughter is getting married. They want to help with the wedding, but need to organize their finances. With a debt consolidation loan and my telekinesis, I help them consolidate their bills. I promise I won't crash the wedding, but I am free that weekend.
Own your home? Need a loan? Alpine Credits can help.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved. Just for license 12616.
Most salespeople assume that failure to immediately answer a prospect's questions will be seen as evasive and result in loss of the sale. When a prospect starts pumping you for info before you have established any ground rules for the conversation, they are stealing your information. Having the inner strength to say, I'd love to answer that, but before I do, can I ask you a few questions, is critical. If you're deadly serious about improving your sales and leadership skills, go to trainwest.ca to learn how. That's trainwest.ca.
This is the sound of medicine. When you stay at a Ronald McDonald House, close to your sick child, family is medicine. And right now, it's helping Ryan battle leukemia. We need your help to keep families together. Please donate today at rmhc.ca.
Making your lousy commute fun. Overdrive with Hayes Noodles and the O-Dog every weekday, 4 to 7 p.m. on TSN 1050.
Raptors trailing the Celtics 46-31, 7.5 to go. Second quarter. Halftime, you'll hear from Jim Taddy, Warren Ward, Josh Lewinberg. Behind the glass, our producer Owen Hall and technical producer Cameron Moore. And Javon, the Raptors kind of trying to mount a little bit of a charge, but unless you're going to start knocking down some three balls, it's going to be a long uphill climb.
Yeah, you've got to knock down some shots. But on the other side, you've got to see man see ball. How many backdoor cuts, how many off-ball cuts have we seen? And, you know, the guards of Boston, Pritchard and Holiday and Brown, they've just been really comfortable. You've got to make them uncomfortable so they can't just make these easy passes and can't get caught ball watching off of the ball. You get these easy cuts to the basket, easy layup.
Celtics ball, front court, Jaylen Brown. Celtics moving left to right in the white jerseys. Brown up top. Gives Precious his best move. Step back three, no good. Precious was right there. Said, you're not shaking me on that one. Siakam drives, kicks it out to Trent. Three in the air, no good. Long rebound to Hauser. Outlet Drew Holiday. No Tatum tonight, no Horford, and no Porzingis for Boston. Second night of the back-to-back for the Celtics. Raptors get a turnover. Siakam fouled by Pritchard. And again, it's not intentional, but why isn't that a take foul stopping transition? I think they have to look at the redefining it, Javon, because it was all the rage last year, and I don't think I've seen one, maybe two. I haven't seen one in a Raptor game. I might have seen one all season in all the other games that I watch.
Yeah, it's such an inconsistent call, and you think in a situation like this, and there's Pascal, one defender that is, you know, on his hip and the basket. So I don't see why this is not a take foul.
I agree. Barnes, three up top, got it down the bottom of the well. The Raptors chipping away. 46-34. They cut it to 12. Raptors now 5 of 19 from distance. Can they dig in and get a stop? 6:20 to go. First half, 46-34 Boston. Pritchard into the lane to Brown. Drive underneath. Kita kicks it out. Pritchard contested three. Good. Man, shot that way up and over the contest by Scotty Barnes. 49-34 Boston.
That's a tough break. Just a guy making a shot after team's in rhythm, but it's great defense. Switched everything on the Raptors side.
Scotty Barnes, deep three. Javon, I want to throw something at you here when we get a chance. Pritchard drives into the lane, finds Brown. Nikita floats it up and in. Celtics back up. 51-34, 17-point lead. How dangerous is it for Toronto to try and play Boston's game? They've already launched 23s, the Raptors. This is 21 as Siakam knocks it in the bottom of the well.
Well, it becomes dangerous because you're also not shooting it that well yet, right? 6 for 21, 28%, and you're shooting against a team that is just under 53%, and that is their game. This is their clip. But if they play some really good defense, stop the transition early above the break, get out and run where they're really good, you know, that's your DNA, right? And then now you get a flow. Now you get some rhythm. Now you can take a bit more threes from the perimeter.
Pritchard drive, no good. Knocked away by Trent, who gets it to Siakam. Quick hit ahead to Anunoby. OG blocked by Hauser underneath as he was engaged with another player. Back comes Boston. Brown lay it up and in. 53-37, Boston by 16. Back comes Siakam, bounces off Holiday, floats it up. Foul called, goaltend on Neemias Queta, and Siakam will go to the line for an old-time three-point chance.
Changing the floor, right, at a high pace, high clip, right there. After a made basket, Pascal gets the basketball, pushes the length of the floor not only picks up the foul, but, the goaltender on the basket. And that's the mentality you have to have. Make or miss, you got to keep pushing it down the defense's throat and wear them out that way.
Here's my question, Javon. The fact that the Raptors have already shot 21 threes. They average 33 a game. Like, are you getting enticed into playing a game that's not yours that maybe you can't win?
The danger there is that you're getting caught in the pace of Boston's game, right? They're coming down and making shots at a high clip. Now you're inbounding the basketball and you're coming back down. You've got to encourage yourself to get good offensive looks.
Brown drives, lays it up and in. The floor spread. Jaylen Brown finds a lane, lays it in. 55-40 Celtics by 15. Siakam back on Drew Holiday. Spins, floats it up. Blocked by Kita, but the foul is going to be called. The goaltend is going to be called. Give Pascal the deuce.
And I like that look right there. He gets on that left side of the floor below the break again, that 17-foot area, catches it, and doesn't think this time, right? You don't see the wheels turning. You don't see a dribble, a useless dribble. Spins baseline before the defense can set up. Now you get two points on the board, quick and easy.
55-42. Boston by 13. Offensive foul called on the illegal screen by Peyton Pritchard. And that'll turn it over and give it to Toronto. There's a stop.
Sometimes when you get guard-to-guard screens like we just had there, especially when you're screening against a bigger defender like OG Anunoby, guards are going to put a little bit more emphasis in that screen to try and make contact.
Anunoby up top, drive on Holiday into the lane, has it stripped, gets it back, finds Siakam for a corner three, who drops it in the bottom of the well. Raptors fighting back, cut the lead to 10, 55-45. Holiday in the lane, finds Hauser. Up top, Pritchard. Now Hauser straight away to Brown, far side. 3:40 to go, first half. 55-45 Boston. Brown backs in on Schroeder. And they're going to call the foul on Schroeder.
And you take it, right? You take it right now. You're chipping away at this game. Got a little rhythm going offensively. And you're switching everything. The Raptors are right now on the perimeter, switching to take away. And you appreciate that because it is a change of flow in the game.
Brown three up top over Pirtle, got it. Jaylen Brown with 22 points. 5 of 6 from distance, 8 of 10 overall. Boston 58, Toronto 45. Pirtle up top between the circles. Raptors in the black, moving right to left. Anunoby to Trent. Heels on the Celtics logo at center. Works right, far side with a Pirtle screen. Kicks it to Siakam on the run. Pascal lays it up, no good. Tipped up and in by Pirtle. Great take by Pascal. Raptors cut it to 11. 58-47. Holiday three before you can breathe at the other end. 3 for 2. 61-47 Boston. Timeout Toronto. Let's take a break. 2:55 first half. Celtics by 14. You're listening to Tangerine Raptors basketball on TSN 1050 Toronto.
Hey Raptor fans, what's better than the team winning on the court? A win for the kids and a win for you. When you play the MLSE Foundation 50-50 jackpot, you help communities get kids and youth off the sidelines and onto the court. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. Will you be a winner this season? Only one way to know. Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
This is the sound of vacationing. Woohoo! And this is the sound of booking a sell-off vacation. Woohoo! Sound similar, don't they? That's because booking a sell-off vacation comes with that extra special feeling. You know the feeling. The overwhelming feeling of pure excitement, knowing that beach time is just around the corner. And that this vacation came with savings. Big, big savings. Traveling for less never felt so good with
SellOffVacations.com. Hey there, Canadian snowbirds. Planning your escape to warmer destinations? Don't forget the most essential part of your trip, travel insurance. Picture this. You're basking in the sun, sipping a pina colada, and suddenly life throws you a curveball. Medical emergency, delayed luggage, trip interruption? Don't worry. Goose Insurance has you covered. Canada's best insurance app. With Goose, you get $10 million in travel medical and get coverage for your unstable pre-existing medical condition. Download the Goose app today or visit gooseinsurance.com.
TSN 1050. Listen anywhere. Stream your favorite shows on your smart speaker. Simply tell your smart speaker to listen to TSN 1050 everywhere you want it.
Raptors trailing Boston 61-47, 2:55 to go. First half. Taddy Ward, Leuenberg up at halftime. And after taking the initial barrage and being down by 20, the Raptors have kind of held tight. They've cut it to 10 at one juncture, but there's a lot of firepower in that Celtic uniform.
And you know the danger in playing a team that has that much fire is that they believe in themselves.
Yes.
Right? You can see the cohesion and you can see the composure, even when the Raptors are making their run, that whether you're a top 5 guy in the rotation or the 10th guy in the rotation, they were comfortable. They knew that they were going to get it back going, and I think a lot of that hinges on the back of Jrue Holiday, right? A guy that has that experience, the veteran leadership, you can just trust him. Raptors now, to get back into this thing, you've really got to capitalize and minimize turnovers. Shot selection is going to be extremely important, not falling into the trap of Boston's game.
Trent, front court, Raptors in the black, moving right to left, trailing 61-47. Barnes near side, left wing to Pirtle, straddling the arc, gets it to Trent, near corner. Shot fake, flyby by Holiday. Trent wide open three, couldn't get it down.
Tough start for him, right? 1 for 7, on the floor on the night.
Holiday pull up in the lane, in and out, tipped up and in by Luke Cornett. Cornett doing damage as a starter. 9 points, 4 rebounds, and a couple of assists. Schroeder on the bounce, gets it to Barnes. Defended by Holiday. Back to Schroeder, one-on-one with Howder. Schroeder blows by him, gets into the lane, comes out the other side. Finds Pirtle, who floats it up and in. Middle of the lane, good find by Schroeder. 63-49. Raptors still down 14. Holiday near side. Gets it to Brown. Double comes. And they've got an illegal defense on Toronto. Dedrick Taylor with the call. JT Orr and David Guthrie, the other officials tonight. Raptors still down 14, minute 46 to go. Boston a free throw, and then the ball out of bounds. 15-point lead, the free throw goes down for Derek White. Holiday near corner, finds a cutting Cornett, kick to the corner to White, far side. Drives on Siakam in the lane, floats it up, no good, rebound Barnes. Scotty front court to Schroeder, far side. Up top, Scotty straight away. Gets it to Schroeder. Shot fake. Drives with a Pirtle screen. Pull-up jumper on the nail, no good. Rebound knocked away, and they say there's a foul. Oh, it's going to go on Pirtle. I thought he was the one with the ball, but Pirtle going to get nailed on the call. 120 first half, 64-49 Boston. Holiday up top. Gets it to Jaylen Brown. They double him. Kick it back to Holiday. Right hand to the middle. Back to the left. Far box. Banks it up. No good. Rebound Pirtle. Outlet Siakam. Under a minute. First half. Raptors down by 15. Siakam step back. Foul line jumper. Good. Pascal putting up numbers for Toronto. He's got 20 in the first half. Raptors trail 64-51.
That's a cool 20, might
Yes, it is.
A real silent 20, 8 for 12.
We'll need some more guys to join the party with them. 64-51, and they've got a foul. A screen set by Brown. There was contact. He was pushed, went to the ground, and the foul will go on Scotty Barnes. 36.5 seconds first quarter. 64-51. Boston with the lead and Jaylen Brown on the line. Brown, first free throw good. He's having a night himself. He's got 23 in the first half to go along with 6 rebounds and 3 assists. Brown bounces, dips, fires, and knocks it down. So Boston's lead back up to 15 at 66-51. Anunoby back in the game for Toronto. Last shot time for the Raptors, 32 seconds first half. They trail by 15. In the black, moving right to left. Siakam up top, guarded by Derek White. Pascal puts it on the floor, kick out. Anunoby drives, step back, elbow jumper near side, good. 66-53. Raptors making shots.
Sticking around.
Yep, kind of hanging around. Brown in the lane to Cornette, lays it up and in. He's been a safety valve release for them every time there's a drive in the lane. 15-point Celtics lead. Siakam 3, far side, no good. Hauser with the launch, no good from the other end. That's the way the half ends, with the Raptors trailing 68-53.
Yep, and coming out for the second half, you really got to control the guard play, especially Jaylen Brown for the Boston Celtics. 24 comfortable points for him, 8 for 10 from the floor, 5 for 6. Yes, they've shot the basketball well, but if you're a bit more disruptive with that guard play, these guys don't get into the paint. They can't make plays on the perimeter. And secondly, finding a body and putting it on Cornette. 13 points for him, 13 big points, just been around the basket, cutting, picking up offensive rebounds. But those 2 key points coming out of the half, and you change this game.
68-53, Boston by 15. We're at recess. Jim Taddy, Warren Ward, Josh Lewenberg up next. You're listening to Tangerine Raptors basketball across the TSN radio network.
A big win and a bigger impact. When you play the MLSE Foundation 50-50 jackpot, you support the kids and the future Raptors of tomorrow. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. Will this season include you? The only way to find out is if you play. Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Love meatballs? You could have spaghetti and meatballs, but why have a dish where they're mentioned second, like an afterthought? With 2-for-1 Pizza's new meatball menu, meatballs are the star of the show with dishes like meatball pizza, with meatballs, green peppers, and red onions starting at just $11.99, or their classic meatball sandwich on 6-inch toasted garlic bread smothered in classic tomato sauce and mozzarella from just $9.99. Order online at 2for1pizza.com.
There are many peculiar words in the English language. Words like salivigant, peregrinate, nemophilus, peripatetic, and conviviality. Yet, there is no word for getting the most out of winter in your Subaru, thanks to symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and X-Mode. Until now. We call it unhibernate, as in while your neighbors stay home, you'll be unhibernating all winter in your Subaru. So peregrinate to your local Subaru dealer today, and welcome to Uncommon Winter Confidence.
Lately, times have been challenging, with many people facing increased interest rates, inflation, and rising credit card debt. Everyone needs a little help from time to time, but it can be hard to ask for help when it comes to your personal finances. But you're not alone. Millions of Canadians share that feeling with you. 500,000 Canadians have found help with their debt, and so can you, with Consolidated Credit Counseling Services of Canada. They are one of the largest non-profit credit counseling organizations in the country, with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. They can help you consolidate your bills into one affordable payment, minimize your interest rates, and get you out of debt fast. No matter how much you owe, you don't need to do this alone. To get help, call 1-800-288-4991. That's 1-800-288-4991. Let Consolidated Credit get you back to a debt-free life. Call 1-800-288-4991. Call toll-free today for a free consultation. 1-800-288-4991. Ontario license number 4705786.
Have you wanted to speak a new language but thought it would be too difficult or time-consuming? Then it's time to try Babbel. Babbel works because it's built around real life. It teaches you practical conversations that you will actually use. So with just 15 minutes a day, you'll be on your way to speaking in a new language in just a few weeks. Babbel, language for life. Right now, Babbel is offering radio listeners 55% off their subscription. Visit babbel.com/radio. That's BABBEL.com/radio for 55% off.
Tangerine Raptors basketball is on TSN 1050. The Raptors live here.
And trail at the half, 68-53 in Boston. Welcome to Raptors at the half. Jim Taddy, Warren Ward, and Josh Lewenberg with you. They were down by 15 after a quarter, down by 15 after a half. That's a lot of work just to maintain that, Warren.
I mean, it wasn't the start I expected. I felt like the Raptors tried to play Boston style. They shot a lot of threes, and they got beat in transition quite a bit. And then Jaylen Brown got hot, and he made 3 threes in a row. But, I mean, you shoot 7 for 24 from 3 where your counterpart is shooting 11 for 20. So they're over 50% in both categories. Mathematically speaking, you're not going to be winning. That's for sure. I think the Raptors at times in that second quarter, they scored 33 points. It looked good. I mean, and one thing we can obviously say is that there's different lineups that work well for the Raptors. So one of them in particular, it was Dennis Schroeder, OG, Pirtle, and Gary. That kind of started the comeback, but again, transition threes, and then pulling Pirtle away. I heard Jack say it on the broadcast, and I was going to say it here. They're pulling Pirtle away from the rim, and what that's allowing Boston to do is that they're getting easier O-boards from that, and then there is no real rim protection. It also pulls OG away, so they're running a high ball screen, and it's pretty smart. I mean, it just goes to show you how deep the Boston bench is. I won't lie, when without the starters being there, I didn't think this game would get away. But in the first quarter, it was a clinic Boston put on, and I have to give them credit for that. I think the Raptors are again hanging around because they're good enough to, but there's a lot of things that have to clean up in that second half.
I keep going back to something that Darko Rajakovic said when he was pressed once again on lineup changes just before he made the lineup change before the Christmas break. It was asked if they're considering it, and he said, listen, why are we doing it? Why would we be making a change? Is it for cosmetics, just to say that we're doing it, or is it actually addressing the real issue? Because at the end of the day, you can make as many lineup changes as you want, and I would imagine this was his point, but if it's not addressing the real issue, then it doesn't matter. The real issue for the Raptors, at least over the last month or so as they've gone through this rough stretch, it's been defense. That is their identity, or at least it's supposed to be, and that's fallen off considerably over the last little bit. And I look at what the Celtics were able to do in that first half. They got whatever they wanted. I mean, literally, I'm looking at the Celtics shot chart right now. They scored 68 points in the first half. All of them came from either beyond the arc, the free throw line, or at the rim. And if you're Boston, you're loving that, right? That's the modern NBA. You don't want to waste time at the mid-range shot. Well, that's fine if you're just getting easy looks around the bucket. And Warren mentioned the offensive rebounds, but also, they're cutting to the rim, back cuts, and the Raptors are offering very little resistance on those cuts right now, not to mention the closeouts on what have been many clean looks from beyond the arc. So that's the biggest story right now. I mean, you could look at the offense and say, okay, well, maybe they're settling for too many threes, playing into Boston's hands. They're not getting enough help for Pascal Siakam and Scotty Barnes, who are both excellent in the second quarter. Those are issues, sure, but defense first and foremost, that's the concern right now.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because most of the time at the end of the game, you're going to look at that three-point shooting and go, wow, 29%, and they're shooting 50. Well, if you didn't allow them to shoot 50, then you wouldn't have that problem. Warren, if you went back and edited all these games that we've done and applied that what was supposed to be the Raptors' defense, you'd have quite a different record, wouldn't you?
We could say that about a bunch of different things, for sure. I mean, it's easier said than done. I mean, some of those threes are contested, and the Raptors are getting a hand up, but this is the NBA. players are that good. They're gonna make shots. I think what you can't do though is the ones in transition. Listen, if you're going to miss shots on the other end of the floor, that's fine. But you have to get back. You have to talk. You have to communicate. And you have to locate a man. And I'll make Boston drive to the rim. You know that this team wants to shoot threes. You know that. So, you have to box out. And you have to get old boards, but at the same time, you can't allow a team to get that comfortable from beyond the line. And especially when you yourself are not making threes, you have to be conscious of that. It is the closest line, right? If you look at 3-point line, most teams, they get up and down the floor in less than 5 seconds. So it should be easier to communicate and locate someone. And we saw at least 3 different times, whether it's Peyton Pritchard, Jaylen Brown, all getting a good look at 3. And again, I would be hesitant to say that I'm worrisome because the normal Celtics starting lineup isn't here. And look what they're able to do with their bench, right? The Raptors don't have that luxury. This is against essentially their best players, and they can't keep up with that. And that's more concerning. So the defense, I mean, there's no excuse for that, but at the same time, it's hard to stop teams when they get comfortable and in a rhythm.
And they're really comfortable right now. They're just playing into Boston's hands. That's the thing, is like they're missing virtually their entire front court. But what can the Celtics still do even without Tatum and Horford and Porzingis? Well, they can still shoot the lights out. We know that. They lead the NBA in 3-point makes and attempts. That's what they want to do. They want to shoot, and they want you to shoot. Like, if you're the Raptors, the Celtics want the Raptors to shoot threes, especially without a ton of rim protection on the floor. I was really surprised early on in the game how passive the Raptors were being in that regard. We gave Scotty Barnes a lot of credit, deservedly so, for his improved three-point shooting before the game, and that has become a legitimate weapon for him. But I thought, especially in that first quarter, he was settling 8 3-point attempts in the half. And granted, he knocked down a bunch of them, 3 of them in the second quarter. But again, you don't want to play their game. You want to get to the rim. You want to attack. You want to exploit the fact that there isn't really a legitimate, proven shot blocker on the floor for Boston. And to the credit of Barnes and Pascal Siakam, I thought they did that in the second quarter. They attacked in the second quarter, but by then, you've already dug yourself a pretty big hole against this team. That needed to happen at the start of the game, and I'm not sure why it didn't.
Gentlemen, thank you. The Raptors' first half stat is brought to you by your Ontario Subaru dealers. Hurry to your local Subaru dealer to get more out of every kilometer this fall, including more karaoke. And so some numbers here. The Raptors with 12 assists on 22 buckets, and the Celtics 18 on 25 from the bench. The Boston Celtics outscoring the Raptors 14-7. Turnovers for points. The Raptors 3 for 2. Boston 6 for 11. And the big number is 68-53. Boston with a 15-point bulge as they had after one quarter, and they have the same at the half. We'll find out what happens next. This is Raptors Game Night, Tangerine Raptors basketball on TSN 1050.
Hi, I'm Randy Hanatko, founder of Train West Management and Consulting. Few careers offer what a sales career can. No barriers to entry, always in demand, and the opportunity for unlimited income. So why do we meet so many annoying and unprofessional salespeople? Because they never had professional training to learn modern selling the right way. For 18 years, we've been training professional salespeople to reach their full potential. If you're deadly serious about becoming an elite salesperson, visit trainwest.ca today.
From the first time on the ice to the best game of their life, Esso is proud to support Canadian hockey at every level. Starting with minor hockey, where Esso medals cheer on the achievements of players to take them far on their hockey journeys. Esso medals participants have represented our country on Team Canada, and we're proud to support them on their quest for greatness. Learn more about Esso medals at essomedals.com.
The Virgin Plus Big Boxing Week event is here.
Check out these deals. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Prices fit for those post-holiday wallets.
It's like a gift that keeps on giving.
Get 30 gigs of data for just $34 per month when you bring your own phone.
Let's keep shopping.
After all, affordable is always worth celebrating.
Virgin Plus, obviously.
Plan available on 4G speeds. Conditions apply. Visit a Virgin Plus store or virginplus.ca for details. Also, obviously.
90% of people who need something done by a lawyer make this confusing mistake. They start by looking for a lawyer. Start smarter. Search directly for what you need done at Vexit.com. Through their online legal and accounting marketplace, you'll find everything from incorporating a business to marital agreements. Access over 100 services. The best part? No nonsense, fixed prices, stated up front. Go to Vexit.com and find the right professional. That's VEXXIT.com.
First up with Korolnik and Koliakovo. Weekday morning 6 till 10 on TSN 1050.
You ain't first, you're last.
Third quarter about to start in Beantown. Raptors trailing the Celtics 68-53. Third quarter action delivered by 2-for-1 Pizza. You get a large 4-topping Quattro Pizza for $15.99 and try new 2-for-1 nachos or Irish nachos for just $9.99. Check it out, 2for1pizza.com. Well, we're going to open our own store here, Javon, called 3 for 2. Because that's what's happening.
What it's been.
That's what's happening with the Raptors. Raptors making 2s, Boston making 3s, and Boston's got a 15-point lead. But Raptors can get in line because that's been happening to a lot of people against the Celtics this year.
Yeah, right. And again, you come out the second half, and I want Gary Trent Jr. to have himself a good start to this game, a good start to this half, rather. He's 1 for 7. Guess what? You're in the starting lineup now, and you can play a bit more free, have fun, get out there and, make shots. That's what this team looks for from you. That's what they expect, and it can change the whole dynamic of this team. So I think that'll change the complexion. You see some shots go down, you see the energy shift, and you see a different flow to a game. And I think a lot of that can start with him.
It sounds crazy to me. It sounds crazy, Javon, but in order to take away the 3, you got to push up on him and just depend on whoever's back there protecting the rim. Like, we're going to run you off the line and force you into, contested 2s, or we're going to meet you at the rim if you're going to go all the way to the
guess
hoop.
what? Especially starting this game, you're going to have Kornet in the game, and you don't have to be as aggressive on him on the three-point line, but that means you can be far more aggressive and assertive on everybody else, the other 4 players on the perimeter.
Boston starts with the ball, misses a 3, but they get the offensive rebound. Jaylen Brown, fall away near box, no good, over Barnes. Raptors with the rebound, in the block, coming back left to right. Siakam on the bounce. Gets to the near elbow, finds Pirtle, floater in the lane, good. Jakob with that soft touch, broken circle floater. 68-55, Raptors down 13.
Well, Pascal attacks in transition. He takes 2 with him, Holiday and Kornet. You dropping it off. Pirtle, quick release off his feet.
Holiday misses a jumper, back come the Raptors. Trent gets it to Siakam, drives on Derek White, far side, in the lane to Pirtle. Back to Siakam. Pascal in traffic, lays it up and in. Back-to-back buckets for the Raptors. Cut it to 68-57.
That's a man on a mission, right? 22 points for him. And on those drop-offs, he made it there. Pirtle's got to be ready. He's got to be ready to put that ball up.
Holiday back with a 3. They get it to Kornet in the middle of the lane. I don't know why you'd go to him. And he kicks it out. Holiday makes it 71-57 Boston.
And the recovery there, that's a lot of real estate for Scotty Barnes to get out to Drew Holiday. Drew knocking it down.
Pirtle in the lane, misses an easy one. Back comes Boston. Derek White on the drive. Finds Brown to Holiday, partially blocked by Barnes. They want it goaltend, they're not going to get it. Siakam drive, floats it up, no good, but fouled by Hauser. Scotty not giving up on the play, Javon. Gets the block.
Well, right now, the rest of this team has got to have the same energy as Scotty and Pascal, right? Scotty comes up with a big block, but even on the transition, even on the fast break, the urgency that the Boston Celtics have getting back, you've got to have 5 black shirts, racing and making this a track meet, 4 or 5 horses trying to get an easy basket. And, it's unfortunate for Pascal and Scotty right now because they just seem to be, they're carrying the weight and this game is within reach, right? This is within striking distance by just doing the little things.
Siakam misses the free throw. He's got 22. Scotty with 11, 4, and an assist. Raptors still only shooting 43%, but somehow, second one good for Siakam, somehow within, well, reaching distance of Boston, 71-58. Celtics had a tussle last night, had to go into overtime with the 29 loss in a row Pistons. Raptors will see them tomorrow night, but first, trying to get a win in Boston. Holiday drives in the lane, floats it up and in. Soft touch by Drew Holiday. 73-58 Boston. 9:45 third quarter. Siakam straight away to Pirtle. Lob for Siakam. Catches it on the baseline, saves it to Trent. Gary into the corner. Siakam back up top. The pass intercepted by Derek White. He's going to take it all the way for a soft two-hand dunk. 75-58. The Raptors rush it back the other way. Barnes to Anunoby. Corner three is in the bottom of the well. Scotty saw Derek White in his home run trot, said, no, we're going to make you pay for not getting back. 75-61. Holiday drops it down. It goes right out to Derek White. Into the corner. Holiday, three ball, good. Boston just will not take a mid-range two, huh? 78-61. The lead is 17. Barnes in the lane. Turnaround jumper over Hauser, no good. Rebound Pirtle. Kick out to Trent, to Barnes. Three up top, got it in the bottom of the well for Scotty. Raptors 9 of 26 from three, but still trailing. 78-64. Trying to hang around. Raptors in the zone. Brown drives right side, far wing, spins back to the middle. Kicks to Hauser, three in the air, good.
And you know, on that play there, I'll say this. Pascal helped, and he got right back and contested Hauser. That's just a team that shoots the basketball exceptionally well, is already in the rhythm. That's a tough one. You got to give them that.
81-64 Boston. Trent, elbow jumper, far side, no good. Rebound Brown. 8 minutes to go, third quarter. Boston by 17. Brown drives. Kick out pass picked off by Trent. Raptors with numbers, 3-on-2. Scotty, far side. Kick out, Anunoby, three up top, boom, in the bottom of the well for OG. 81-67. Raptors trying to fight back off the ropes. Front court, Drew Holiday. Boston into White, moving right to left. 7.5 third quarter. White straight away, drives in the lane, tries to find Cornette, knocked away, out of bounds. Holiday can't squeeze it. Toronto basketball. Toronto down 14-7, 15 third quarter clock running. Siakam straight away on the Celtics logo. Gets it to Barnes. Three in the air, no good. Scotty hoisting the threes. He's now 4 of 10 tonight. Derek White down the lane, has it blocked, but it goes right into the arms of Cornette for the jam. Timeout, Toronto. The lead back to 16 for Boston at 83-67.
Effort plays, energy plays. Even on that last play, OG coming up with a block. And Pirtle, his feet are stuck in quicksand, right? Got to come up with that defensive rebound. If I'm Pascal Siakam right now, I'm ticked off that the other four guys on the court aren't giving the same effort that I am.
83-67 Boston. 7 minutes on the button to go. Third quarter. You're listening to Tangerine Raptors basketball on TSN 1050 Toronto.
Hey, Raptor fans. What would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Bonjour.
Hello.
Voudriez-vous apprendre une autre langue?
Would you like to learn another language?
Come l'italiano?
Like Italian.
O español?
Or Spanish.
With Babbel, learning a language is facile, easy,
Et amusant.
and fun. Because unlike the rote methods you struggled with in school, scola, Babbel's interactive lessons are created by real language teachers and voiced by real native speakers using a modern conversation-based method designed for all levels of learners. Babbel's lessons take only 10 minutes a day.
Mais non.
But yes, and in 3 weeks, je parle français avec mes amis québécois. If I can learn a language, so can you. Babbel.com. There's no faster, easier way to learn a language. Right now, Babbel is offering radio listeners 55% off their subscription. Visit babbel.com/radio. That's BABBEL.com/radio for 55% off. Babbel. Language for life. Go to babbel.com.
TSN 1050. Listen anywhere. Stream us on iHeartRadio, the TSN app, or on Apple CarPlay. TSN 1050. Everywhere you want it.
83-67 Boston. Paul Jones, Javon Shepard. You heard from Jim Taddy, Warren Ward, and Josh Lewinberg at halftime. Owen Hall, Cameron Moore behind the glass. And the Raptors trying to mount a comeback. Javon, they trailed by as many as 20, had it down to 10, but Boston being a little bit more resilient and a little bit tougher to reel in right now.
A team that has a clear, goal and agenda for this season, right? You could just see in the poise and the intention of everybody that steps on that floor, everybody that steps on that court.
Raptors will bring the ball front court in the black uniforms from left to right. Schroeder up top. On the bounce. Gets it to Siakam. Mid-post, far side. Backs in on Jaylen Brown. Turnaround jumper, good. Pascal going to work. 25 for Spicy P tonight. Raptors down 14, 83-69.
Off of the block, takes that left block there, just takes that extra dribble to get away from that double team.
But Boston comes back. Raptors get a 2. Peyton Pritchard with a 3. And the lead increases.
And again, right, trading threes for twos.
Threes for twos. Pirtle in the lane, floats up a 2 in the lane. Raptors trailing 86-71. The classic case of the mathematics right now, right? Twos for threes.
1 point possession.
Cornette straight away. Looking for Brown, gets it to him. Against Anunoby, drive, pull up, jumper, no good, rebound, off Boston, and O'Shea Brissett out of bounds. It'll go to Toronto.
Number 22, Malachi Flynn is going to line up for the Celtics. Number 50, feeding behind Luke into the game, replacing number 4.
So the Raptors trail by 15 with 5:50 to go. Third quarter. See if a charge is coming. Raptors keep hanging around, but not making up any distance. Siakam on Pritchard. Backs out. Drives, gets by him to Pirtle in the lane, and he's fouled by Brissett.
That's the way to handle the pressure. Pritchard's getting up into Pascal, trying to take away space. Well, okay, I'm going to take one dribble. I'm going to go blow by you. Now Pirtle's defender steps up. You drop it down. Good catch. I would have liked to see him catch and just go right up at the basket, or just catch it on 2, get yourself a big dunk. But does a good job protecting the basketball, picks up a foul, and gets himself to the free throw line.
Malachi Flynn will check into the game for Toronto. Raptors down 15. Pirtle on the line. Jakob has had his issues at the free throw line this year. First one up and down, although I say that, and he's up to 51% now. First one good for Jakob. Pirtle with 11 points, 10 rebounds, a double-double. Second free throw up and good. 2 clean for Jakob. Raptors cut the lead, 86-72. Flynn guarding Pritchard. Brings it front court. Pritchard with Flynn sticking to him. Nice job by Malachi. Pritchard in the lane. Finds Cornette. Shot fake, lefty hook up, no good. Rebound Siakam. Flynn did a great job there keeping Pritchard in front of him.
Yeah, checking in right away. Malachi Flynn understands the assignment. Your job, come in, change the tone of this game with some defense.
Trent drives, bumped by Mihailuk, and Trent going to go to the line for two. Raptors a chance to cut this thing a little further. It's 86-73 now. Gary Trent will go to the line, a 63% free throw shooter.
Yeah, he's, for Gary Trent, I mentioned him being in the lineup now. It's got to be a confidence booster as well, right? You've seen, and he missed the first of two here. And just looking at his free throw percentage, it's dropped by, 20%. He's got it shot 80-85% for the majority of his career. Now, just seeing that and his percentage dropped in the 60s, that just tells me it's a guy that's not playing as confident right now. Right? You don't lose your ability to shoot the basketball. So for him, got to see some shots going, just got to get your rhythm and start to believe in your ability.
Makes one of two. Raptors cut the lead to 12, 86-74. We tick towards 5 minutes, third quarter. Pritchard, front court with his back to Flynn. Now works far side. They get the switch. Brown guarded by Flynn. Back come the Raptors. Trent in the passing lane makes the steal and jams it down. Raptors cut it to 10, 86-76. Great job by Gary anticipating in the passing lane.
Gary playing the passing lane, but Malachi Flynn and Dennis Schroeder with the pressure. And with pressure, that forces your offense to speed up. Good job by Gary Trent just being aware on the weak side.
Mihailuk three, knocks it down.
Mihailuk wants to knock it down.
Yeah, especially against his old team.
You want to play well, you want to show out, you want to show them what they didn't use.
89-76 Boston. Schroeder drives, lays it up on Keita. 89-78, Raptors down 11. Shooting percentage climbing for the Raptors up to 48%. Jaylen Brown drive, lob it up for Keita, knocked away. Brown gets it. Out to Pritchard. Up top. Finds Brown. Drives on Siakam. Flynn over for the strip. Here comes the Raptors. Flynn brings it front court. Wisely pulls it out. They want a good shot. Siakam to Schroeder. Play pick and roll with Pirtle, far side. Kick up top. Siakam three, no good. Rebound Jaylen Brown. Bumped by Pirtle. Little excuse me bump. But that's going to lead to a foul as Brown fell out of bounds.
You still got some good offense there. Patient, Malachi Flynn pushing the basketball, not taking an ill-advised shot, waiting for his teammates to catch up. Move the basketball. You got a good look from Pascal. Hasn't shot the ball well on the season from three, but those are the type of looks on the offensive end that you want. On the defensive side, great job by Pascal just cutting off the right hand of Jaylen Brown on the attack, and that's where he really blew up the action of Boston.
89-78, Boston by 11. Keita gets it to Pritchard. Flynn right on him. They switch. Deep three by Pritchard, no good, knocked away. Saved by Brissett, but right to Scotty Barnes. Scotty on the run, lays it up, no good. Fouled by Jaylen Brown. Scotty will go to the line. Raptors have a chance to get this thing inside of 10.
It's funny, Jonesy, because, how many times have we discussed there's not going to be one specific lineup that's going to work for this Toronto Raptors team, right? Malachi Flynn comes into this game, and he doesn't have a point on the board, but right away you get this two-guard front with him and Dennis Schroeder that can apply more pressure, speed up Boston. You have Gary Trent Jr., who gets a steal on the backside of defense, gets out, gets himself some easy baskets. Now, easy basket in transition. Now we're talking about a game that can be a single-digit game in just a matter of 2 minutes.
Well, let's see if the Raptors can do that. Scotty makes the first free throw, timeout. So we'll take a break. 3:06 to go. Third quarter, 89-79, Boston by 10. You're listening to Tangerine Raptors basketball on TSN 1050 Toronto.
Lately, times have been challenging, with many people facing increased interest rates, inflation, and rising credit card debt. Everyone needs a little help from time to time, but it can be hard to ask for help when it comes to your personal finances. But you're not alone. Millions of Canadians share that feeling with you. 500,000 Canadians have found help with their debt, and so can you, with Consolidated Credit Counseling Services of Canada. They are one of the largest nonprofit credit counseling organizations in the country, with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. They They could help you consolidate your bills into one affordable payment, minimize your interest rates, and get you out of debt fast. No matter how much you owe, you don't need to do this alone. To get help, call 1-800-656-7129. That's 1-800-656-7129. Let Consolidated Credit get you back to a debt-free life. Call 1-800-656-7129. Call toll-free today for a free consultation. 1-800-656-7129. Ontario license number 4705786.
At Trillium Health Partners, we're ready to see you, not just as a patient, but as a person who needs innovative care with a human touch, a person with a life, with hopes, and with fears. At Trillium Health Partners, we'll see the whole you, our nurses, our doctors, and our staff. Because when we care for the whole person, our whole community gets stronger. Trillium Health Partners, we see you. Learn more at weseeyou.ca.
Overdrive, Toronto's favorite way to drive home. Weekdays 4 to 7 on TSN 1050.
89-79, Boston by 10. Third quarter winding down, 3:06 to go. I give the Raptors credit, Javon. They've fought. They've hung around. I know Boston is missing Tatum, Porzingis, and Horford tonight, but you can only play who's in front of you, and I give the Raptors a lot of credit for trying to make some noise. .306 third quarter. Raptors trying to climb the hill. Scotty Barnes will stand on the line for a free throw to try to get the Raptors inside of 10 points, and he does. 89-80. Malachi Flynn picking up Peyton Pritchard. Malachi's done a really nice job since coming into the game. White, straight away. They switch. Keita in the lane, jams it down. White finds him. And the Raptors let the big man get free.
Well, great timing on the pass, and that's a 7-footer at 245 pounds. Big time athlete.
Scotty Barnes, jump hook in the lane over Keita, no good. Rebound, here comes Boston. Brown, kick out. Brissett, three up top, no good. Rebound, knocked away. Pritchard saves it. Toronto gets the loose ball. Schroeder, front court. Runs it down in the corner, far side in front of the Raptors bench to Barnes. Three in the air, short. Rebound. Here comes Boston. 91-80. Brown in the lane, can't get it. Rebound picked up and laid in by O'Shea Brissett.
Offensive rebounds have really hurt Toronto. This game was off. 9 offensive rebounds. Again, up 9 offensive rebounds, which has led to 14 points. Brissett getting the tip and Quitter getting the basket.
Dennis Schroeder back for Toronto.
He's really good getting to that mid-range. He comes off the screen, gets the separation, and pops up into that jumper.
White in the lane, floats it up, no good, but they got the foul. Looked like Flynn was on the hip, and he's the guy going to get called for the foul. Critical time here, Javon. You cut it to 10. It's kind of, we talk about on a comeback. You run, hold, and run. Got to hold them here to make another run in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and this is coach talk, cliche talk. Wanting to get it to single digits going into the fourth, right? You have a minute and 30 left, minute 29 to be exact, before this fourth quarter, and that's got to be the mentality, right? Get a stop, get a bucket, get another stop, and hopefully this is a 9-point game, 8-point game to start the fourth.
Derek White, second free throw in the air, good. Boston back by 13, kind of keeping the Raptors at arm's length. 95-82, minute 25 to go. Third quarter. Schroeder, three up top, short, rebound. Boston. Brissett finds Brown to Pritchard into the far corner. White, catch and shoot three, no good. Keita tips it up, no good. Rebound Barnes. Scotty takes it front court and is fouled by Jaylen Brown. He's saying he got the ball. Dedrick Taylor says, no, you didn't.
That's his third personal team limit.
So 1:07 to go, third quarter. Raptors down 13. Free throw no good by Scotty Barnes. Second one good for Barnes. He's got 17 to go along with 5 rebounds and 3 assists. Raptors trail 95-83. 1 minute, third quarter. Derek White, pull up 3, no good. Long rebound, Pritchard. Back out to White, drives in the lane, floats it up and in. They just keep coming up with the loose balls, Javon, loose 50-50 stuff, and making it count. Schroeder up top for the Raptors. 40 seconds, third quarter. Down 14. Schroeder drives at White, gets into the lane, finds McDaniels, swing it. Barnes, 3 up top, got it in the bottom of the well. Scotty knocks it out. Raptors cut it to 97-86. White on the logo up top. 20 seconds to go in the quarter. Shot clock, game clock, 7 seconds apart. White gets it to Brown, far side, spins on Schroeder, drives and jams it down. Raptors back quickly, 5 seconds to go. Schroeder to Barnes, deep 3 from Scotty, no good. That's the way the quarter ends. Boston with a 99-86 lead.
Well, you know, you had a 2-minute stretch, especially with that 2-guard front with Flynn and Schroeder, where you've seen what can happen when you're pressing up and not allowing the guards to get where they want. Now to start this fourth quarter, you need a bit more of that. Get yourself some rhythm, get yourself some energy on the defensive, and close out and box out. No more offensive rebounds for Boston, and give yourself an opportunity.
99-86 Boston. 3 quarters in the book. Last lap of the track coming up. You're listening to Tangerine Raptors basketball across the TSN radio network.
Alpine News Network is here live with one of our superheroes.
It's a bird. It's a plane. Oh, it's just me helping the city with my super strength. And help is what we did for Dave and Keith. They wanted a new living room, and we're approved for a home renovation loan. I'm invited to their next potluck, and I'm bringing my famous hero dip. I basically just melt a jar of cheese with my super heat vision.
Own your home? Need a loan? Alpine Credits can help.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved. Just for license 12616.
Hi, it's Randy Hanatko, founder of Train West Online Academy. Let me ask you, how much more effective would you be if you only gave presentations to thoroughly qualified, committed prospects who are willing to let their money go? The people in our program don't make presentations to unqualified people because they know it's a waste of time. For 18 years, we've been training professional salespeople to reach their full potential. If you're deadly serious about increasing your sales and profits, go to trainwest.ca to learn more. Trainwest.ca.
This is the sound of medicine. When you stay at a Ronald McDonald House, close to your sick child, family is medicine. And right now, it's helping Ryan battle leukemia. We need your help to keep families together. Please donate today at rmhc.ca.
There's no better way to drive home than with Hayes, Noodles, and the O-Dog. Overdrive every weekday, 4 to 7 p.m. on TSN 1050.
Fourth quarter time, 99-86. Boston leading Toronto by 13. Last lap of the track coming up. Fourth quarter is brought to you by CMC Markets. Take your trading to the next level with $0 commission on stocks. Paul Jones, Javon Shepard, Owen Hall, Cameron Moore behind the glass. You'll hear from Jim Taddy, Warren Ward, and Josh Lewenberg after 12 more minutes of tick time. Raptor ball to start the fourth quarter. They trail by 13. Schroeder, Siakam, Barnes, Anunoby, and McDaniels. Schroeder in the lane, kicks to McDaniels. 3 in the air, got it down the bottom of the well. McDaniels with a big 3 to cut it to 10, 99-89.
You know what I love about that, right? The drive and kick, but as he catches the basketball, you could hear Scotty Barnes through our monitor.
Yes.
Encouraging, great
Shoot
shot.
that.
Yeah, you love that. Gotta love that. He's struggling.
White misses the 3, but Cornette taps it out. Goes to Pritchard, his 3 no good. Rebound Siakam. Raptors a chance to have it as single digits. Pascal drives in the lane, kick out. McDaniels to Anunoby, 3 in the air, no good. Barnes with the rebound, back up and in. Scotty cuts it to 8, 99-91. We got a ball game with 10:55 to go, fourth quarter. Cornette to White. Drives, knocked away. Here comes Toronto. McDaniels on the run out, lay it up and in, and a foul on Peyton Pritchard. Raptors cut it to 6. And a free throw to come for Jalen McDaniels.
And McDaniels, love to see him get himself going, right, knocking down the 3. And he gave up a couple shots early where you could see he was questioning himself and thinking about, should I take the basket? But I love, and I'm going to go back to it and harp on it, Scotty Barnes encouraging him to take that 3 as he's shooting it. You don't know, as a player, that gives you so much more energy and belief in yourself as the guy is telling you to shoot the basketball. Now he gets himself an and one opportunity in transition.
When you're on the court and a guy passes you the ball and said, that's you, like you shoot that thing with confidence. 99-93. Missed the free throw, though. Hauser out top to Pritchard. Deep 3, no good. Rebound Barnes. McDaniels will bring it front court. 6-point lead for Boston. 10:20 to go in the ball game. Siakam up top. Gets it to Schroeder. Far wing, left side to Barnes in the post on White. School time. Scotty down to McDaniels. Leans in, puts it up, score it, and a foul. McDaniels with a chance for another 3-point opportunity. Scotty Barnes with a great pass down low. Cornette takes the foul. The Raptors have cut it to 4 and a free throw to come. Free throw good for McDaniels. How about the Raptors? Trailing by 20 at one point. They have now cut it to 3. Front court comes Boston. Under 10 minutes to go in the ball game. Holiday steps back, 3, no good. Rebound. They say a foul. They're going to score the basket on Cornette's tip and call the foul on Anunoby. Oh, goodness.
And I'm getting another look on the monitor here. You have to let this fly. Both players, Cornette and Anunoby, they both had each other locked up.
Cornette couldn't believe the foul was called because he thought it was him.
He was already
right. So if he says there's no foul, then there's no foul.
He had already ran back on defense. He was halfway down the court.
Free throw good. 102-96. Delay of game warning on Peyton Pritchard. Not sure why he's complaining. He touched the ball. Don't touch the ball when it goes in the net. 102-96. Raptors down 6. 9:45 to go. Schroeder up top. McDaniels on Cornette. Crosses over into the lane. Kick out. Schroeder for 3. Bang, bang in the bottom of the well. Raptors cut the lead to 3. 102-99. 9:30 to go.
Schroeder with a big shot from 3 there, but how about McDaniels? You can see his confidence growing, a little wiggle in his game, right to left crossover to the kick out.
Hauser 3 is no good, but they're going to call McDaniels on the foul, trying to fight over the screen. So Toronto has climbed the hill, and they are one possession from evening the score, but right now it sits 102-99 Boston with 9:23 to go, fourth quarter. Jaylen Brown to inbound, near side, left wing. Gets it into Cornet, throws it away. He was falling out of bounds, he threw it away. Here come the Raptors. Schroeder calling for a screen. Turns the corner. Mid-range jumper, no good. Rebound, Scotty Barnes out to Schroeder. Shot fake. Now on the bounce, Schroeder into the corner. Scotty drives in the lane, lefty hook up and in. It's a one-point ball game. 102-101 Boston. 8:50 to go.
Love the attack from Scotty there, right? You thought earlier in the game he was getting complacent at the three-point line. He had shot 13 of them on the night, but on that play there, catches it and attacks, and the left-handed floater for the finish.
18-5 run for the Raptors the last 3.5 minutes. Holiday bounces off McDaniels, misses the jumper, out of bounds. Toronto basketball, and the Raptors have a chance for the lead on this trip up court. Showing some real grit and determination. Schroeder between the rings. Raptors moving left to right. Schroeder out top. McDaniels, Siakam. Pascal far side, left wing. Turns the corner into the lane. Finds Schroeder, three in the air. Got it. Bang, bang in the bottom of the well. Toronto with the lead. 104-102 Raptors. Timeout, Joe Mazzulla.
Schroeder saying he's coming back for all that's his. 14 points, 17 assists, and 2 big threes in timely minutes.
So the Raptors have the lead. It's the first lead they've had since 7-6. Timeout on the floor. You listen to Tangerine Raptors basketball. 104-102 Toronto, 8:16 fourth quarter. You're listening on TSN 1050 Toronto.
Love meatballs? You could have spaghetti and meatballs, but why have a dish where they're mentioned second, like an afterthought? With 2-for-1 Pizza's new meatball menu, meatballs are the star of the show with dishes like meatball pizza, with meatballs, green peppers, and red onions starting at just $11.99, or their oven-baked meatballs, baked in their classic tomato sauce topped with Italian herbs for just $10.99. Order online at 2for1pizza.com.
Hey, Raptor fans, what's better than the team winning on the court? A win for the kids and a win for you. When you play the MLSE Foundation 50-50 jackpot, you help communities get kids and youth off the sidelines and onto the court. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. Will you be a winner this season? Only one way to know. Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
When running a business, you face plenty of challenges. Skip the challenge of finding and negotiating with lawyers and accountants. Go to Vexit.com instead. Vexit is Canada's online legal and accounting marketplace with over 100 services, covering everything you need to run a business, including tax filings. Vexit will match you with accredited small business professionals in as little as 3 minutes. The best part? No nonsense, fixed prices, stated up front. Go to Vexit.com and see for yourself. That's VEXXIT.com.
TSN 1050. Listen anywhere. Stream your favorite shows in your car. Available on Apple CarPlay via the iHeartRadio app. TSN 1050. Everywhere you want it.
We approach the top of the stretch. 8:16 to go, fourth quarter. Toronto 104, Boston 102. The Raptors have come back from a 20-point deficit, thanks in large part to a 21-5 run over the last 4:13, starting with 32 seconds to go in the third quarter. Well,
bench play.
Yeah.
Bench play, right? Schroeder stepped up. McDaniels has hit some big shots, but also Malachi Flynn really got this train off the ground with his defensive pressure that he came in with that two-guard front with Schroeder.
And in 6 minutes, he didn't score.
At all, but had a huge impact on the game.
Jaylen Brown in the lane, floats it up and in. Boston ties it at 104. Let's see if the Raptors have the moxie to finish the game. Barnes out top, guarded by Holiday. Scotty up top, drives, gets into the lane, turns, kicks it out. McDaniels, three, no good. Long rebound, Hauser.
He's got to keep taking it because he's going to be in the ball screen action. Cornette's matched up against him. Cornette's not leaving the paint. Great look by Barnes to kick it out to McDaniels.
White in the lane, finds Brown. Jaylen Brown spins, kicks out. Derek White, three, no good. Rebound, knocked away, saved by the Raptors. Siakam on the baseline, going to get it.
Big time defense by OG Anunoby, staying down on Jaylen Brown. All the fakes, stay disciplined.
Barnes, three, got it in the bottom of the well. Scotty splashes Toronto into a 107-104 lead. 24 for Scotty on 27 for Scotty on 6 of 14 from distance. Jaylen Brown turns it over. Raptors with a 3-on-3, broken floor. Siakam drive, has a shot blocked by White, and it goes out of bounds off Pascal. Boston ball.
That's a tough one there because you had Dennis Schroeder on the left side right at the break. That probably would have been a better option, but Pascal, he's been in that goal mode all day. He's had the energy, so I don't blame him.
Drew Holiday up top, drives on McDaniels into the lane, puts it up, no good. Rebound Cornette, kicks it to Hauser, three in the air, rattles, doesn't go, rebound Barnes. Toronto on the outlet with a 2-point lead, top of the stretch, 6:20 to go. Siakam backs in against White, kick out to Schroeder, repost Siakam. Pascal wheels into the middle, turnaround jumper short, rebound Derek White. White front court, drives on Anunoby, into the lane, stops, kicks it to Jaylen Brown. On the bounce, near side, left wing, into the lane, throws it up, no good, but he'll get 2 free throws. Foul will go on Jalen McDaniels.
Yeah, McDaniels, tried to stay down, but this is what a prolific scorer in this league does. Just smart, veteran experience there, and as Jaylen Brown's turned the corner, you can see him using the offhand and grabbing the shorts of McDaniels so that he can't slide and stay with him, also getting the call on the way to the basket.
Brown, first free throw, good. Raptors have slowed him down after a big first half. Jaylen Brown has only, and I say only, 29 points because of what he had early in the game.
Well, Toronto number 33, Gary Trent Jr. back into the game.
Pascal checking out right now. Gary Trent Jr. checking back into the game. This is a vital point. 5 minutes and 50 seconds left in this one. Gary's got to come in, and even if he's not making shots, got to be active on the defensive end. Like he's seen the team, he's watched a couple minutes now, right? That's the luxury of sitting on the bench.
Yeah.
What's working, seeing what's happening, and coming out and executing it.
Brown misses the free throw. Raptors get the rebound. 107-105 Toronto, 5:35 fourth quarter. Barnes backs in on Holiday, finds McDaniels in the lane. Reverse layup is good. Jalen McDaniels off the bench with 10 points. Raptors have their biggest lead of the game at 109-105.
Scotty Barnes spoon feeding him, taking the post up, dribbling to the middle. McDaniels cutting back door, giving Boston a taste of their own medicine.
White with the three, no good. A lot of those threes not going down suddenly, Javon, for Boston.
I mentioned it in the first half. They can shoot themselves into the game, but they can also shoot themselves out. When you're that dependent on the three-point line, it can be a gift and a curse.
McDaniels, corner three, no good. Great look. Rebound. Here comes Boston. 4:50 to go. 109-105 Toronto. Holiday drives, has it knocked away. And the Raptors said it hit his leg on the way up, but the referees say no, Boston ball. 4:47 to go in the game. Raptors leading by 4. Cornette up top. Gets it to White. Drives into the lane. Pull-up jumper. McDaniels with the block, and they're going to call him on the foul. Wow, it looked good to me from here. I didn't think he stopped the follow-through. I mean, he got a piece of the ball.
Of your coach Rakovic right now, the last couple of shots that McDaniels has missed and picking up this foul, playing extended minutes like this, you'd imagine that a sub may be coming shortly. Right, he's had some really good minutes. When you're not accustomed to them, sometimes you make fatigue mistakes.
Right.
Even, you know, the shot, especially the shot he just had in the corner, fatigue. The legs aren't there.
Derek White rattles in the first free throw. 109-106 Toronto. 4:42 to go in the ball game. Second one is good by White. 109-107. Raptors by a deuce. In the black uniforms, they'll bring it front court, left to right. Schroeder on the handle. Timeout, Darko Rajakovic. Important possession. I guess he wants to make sure. But that leaves Toronto with only 2 timeouts remaining. And you might want to hold one of those for a challenge. We'll take a break. 4:35, fourth quarter. 109-107 Toronto. This is Tangerine Raptors basketball on TSN 1050 Toronto.
Whatever the weather, CMC Markets is here to help. Planning for a rainy day? Enjoy $0 commission on U.S. and Canadian share CFDs. Riding out the storm? Get ahead of the curve with lightning-fast execution speeds. Blue skies ahead? Go with the trusted broker backed by over 30 years experience. Switch to CMC Markets and join over 275,000 global traders. Learn more at cmcmarkets.ca. FX spreads apply. CFDs involve a high degree of risk. Member Canadian Investor Protection Fund. Umbrella not included.
Unhibernate. Verb. To laugh in the face of snow because you drive a Subaru. As in, when I unhibernate, I have the roads all to myself because my Subaru has symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and others don't. Or, the award-winning safety in my Subaru means I can unhibernate all winter while my neighbors stare longingly from their bedroom windows. Or my favorite usage. I'm going to unhibernate this winter by visiting my local Subaru dealer today. Welcome to Uncommon Winter Confidence.
This is the sound of vacationing. Woohoo! And this is the sound of booking a sell-off vacation. Woohoo! Sound similar, don't they? That's because booking a sell-off vacation comes with that extra special feeling. You know the feeling. The overwhelming feeling of pure excitement, knowing that beach time is just around the corner. And that this vacation came with savings. Big, big savings. Traveling for less never felt so good with selloffvacations.com.
Making your lousy commute fun. Overdrive with Hayes Noodles and the O-Dog every weekday, 4 to 7 p.m. on TSN 1050.
Well, we have a ball game. Toronto 109, Boston 107. 4:35 to go, fourth quarter. Raptors called a timeout. They'll inbound the ball, and let's see what they have coming out of the timeout. I can see where Darko would want to make sure on the possession. But the Raptors were in a good rhythm, Javon.
Yeah, I think that was a little strange one there that I probably wouldn't have used because I also don't want to give Boston the opportunity to set up their defense. You're also in a rhythm. Offensively, Toronto Raptors were playing well in a flow, but obviously Darko's seen something that he wanted to address or get looked at and attended to. Got Pascal back in the game, which is important as well. And you have, essentially your starting unit.
Siakam, mid-post, far side. Raptors in the black, left to right. Barnes drives on Cornette and is fouled. Cornette there, Derek White there. Boston doesn't like it. Scotty's going to walk to the line.
This is why I like Scotty Barnes getting the ball at the elbow. I know Darko wanted to.
Mazzulla's going to challenge. He's yelling, timeout, timeout. And they're going to challenge it.
I don't think he'll win this challenge, right? And you have Scotty Barnes that just really attack and cut off the angle of Cornette. You can see Cornette coming across his body. But to my point earlier, I love when Scotty Barnes catches the basketball at that elbow, at that elbow area of the court, especially when you have a five-man matched up against you.
Called against Boston's being challenged.
The last foul on the court is now being challenged under a coach's challenge by the Celtics.
Well, Boston. Derek White reached in and got a hold of the right arm. We have a look at the replay here, and it's clear that White gets Scotty on the arm.
Well, there's two fouls on that play as well because Cornette has inside arm. Not only the bump, but on his initial attack, had that inside arm on the left arm of Scotty Barnes, right? So good attack, aggressive move, and as far as I see, this can't be overturned.
Well, it has to be irrefutable evidence that it is overturned. There's contact as soon as Scotty puts it on the ground. As you said, that inside arm, that right arm of Cornette comes out and makes contact. So the Raptors lead it right now, 109-107. Raptors holding Boston to 17%, and they have not made a three in this fourth quarter. 0 of 7. JT Orr, David Guthrie, Dedrick Taylor looking at the replay. JT Orr, the only one without a headset. They're going over this very, very carefully. Well, coach's challenge, then it sure looked like Derek White. We get another look at the slow-mo replay. Might have knocked the ball away from Barnes, but then when Scotty was reaching for it, White's right arm grabbed Scotty's right arm, so he couldn't go and secure the loose ball. That's a foul.
I can't understand what
exactly what's taking
they're deliberating
so long
about so long, because
Cornette's leaning on him.
I've seen the inside arm, I've seen the forearm across the face of Scotty, I've seen Derek White come in from the strong side, grabbing the arm. I really don't know what this could be over.
If it's not a shooting foul, then it's a loose ball foul because Scotty couldn't grab the ball when they grabbed his arm trying to reach it. David Guthrie still wearing the headset. And you talk about breaking the rhythm, Javon, with this challenge. It is a long challenge. And hopefully we get a resolution. We see it again. White gets the ball and scrapes up the forearm of Scotty Barnes. It's clear. We're seeing it on a super slow motion replay thanks to the great work.
The challenge is successful. Derek White hits the ball legally.
What?
After White hits the ball is then deflected by Cornette as it goes out of bounds. There was not clear and conclusive evidence to see if Scotty Barnes touched the ball, so the ball will be awarded to Toronto on the baseline.
There's a foul.
I can't agree with that. Because before Derek White even touches the basketball, before he touches the basketball, Cornette has that inside arm, the inside hand on Scotty's forearm, the break of his elbow.
Yeah, he's got a bent forearm on him. No problem. The Raptors inbound. They try to get it to Barnes. It's knocked away by White. Boy, oh boy. Raptors trying to inbound again. They get it to Trent. Into the corner to Schroeder. 3-ball blocked. Raptors get it back and can't get it up before the shot clock expires. And Boston gets a stop. Is that timeout the Raptors called going to haunt them? Here comes Boston. 4:16 to go, 109-107 Toronto. Jaylen Brown drives, pushes off on Anunoby, offensive foul. You want to challenge that one, Joe Mazzulla? Ball don't lie.
You see OG Anunoby shuffling his feet. Good job getting over the screen and the clear extension of the forearm.
So the Raptors bring it front court. 2-point lead, 4 minutes to go. Schroeder looking for Barnes. They got it to Barnes on Hauser. Far block, left side. Scotty backs him down. Turns, kicks to Anunoby. They swing it around the horn. Trent drives, floats it up. No good. Rebound, Jaylen Brown. Great look by Gary. Here comes Brown. Finds White into the corner to Hauser near side. Back up top to White. In the lane to Holiday. Kick it out to White. Shot clock at 5. Derek White drives on Gary Trent. Step back 3. Good. That's a tough shot. 110-109 Boston. Almost desperation by White. Siakam in the lane, spins on Hauser, and he's fouled on the box. Pascal says, old-time basketball. I got a mouse in the house. I got a little one. I'm going to make him pay. Pascal on the line. Raptors tonight, 10 of 14 from the stripe. First one up and down for Spicy P. Game tied at 110. Second one, Pascal dips, fires, rattles, it doesn't go. So we're tied at 110. 3 minutes to go. Derek White, pull up 3, no good. Rebound, Toronto. Schroeder brings it front court. 110 apiece, 2:50 to go in the ball game. Down the stretch we come. Barnes on the bounce. Gets it to Schroeder straight away. Up top, Schroeder into the corner. McDaniels pulls for 3 and got it in the bottom of the well. Oh, with the guts of a burglar. The guts of a burglar by McDaniels. He knocks it down. 113-110 Toronto. McDaniels guarding Brown up top. Brown into the lane. Lefty floater up and in.
That's a tough one there. McDaniels switched just a bit too aggressive. Got himself out of position. And Jaylen Brown just taking away the angle as he attacks the basket. A tough delivery at the rim.
113-112 Toronto. 2:05 to go. McDaniels on Cornette to Schroeder. Schroeder drives in the lane. Kick it out to McDaniels. Open 3. No good. Rebound to Schroeder. Shot clock running down. His jumper no good. Rebound Hauser.
We got a game, Jonesy.
Minute 45 to go. We're deep in the stretch, and it's neck and neck. White turns the corner and is fouled by McDaniels.
McDaniels getting another look. He has that last shot still on his mind. Right, a good look. But didn't really hit rim. Run right before, knocks it down. For the last 2 possessions, he's given up that angle. Jaylen Brown gets himself at the basket, and Derek White. And that's learning for him. Gets Derek White to the free throw line right now for 2. That's learning in timely minutes of a game. Right, got to be disciplined on the defensive end, but just understanding angles and not allowing your offensive opponent to get an advantage.
So Derek White makes the first free throw. He's got 18. We're tied at 113. Minute 38 to go. Fourth quarter. Second one good. Boston with a 1-point lead. Barnes will bring it front court in the black, left to right. Barnes on Hauser. Drives far side. Derek White comes from behind, ball on the floor. It's Toronto ball. Hauser had his foot on the line. I don't know why Pascal didn't get on the floor after it. He went towards it and then stopped.
Well, both he and McDaniels just really had that ball rolling in front of them. And Hauser was the first to it. Fortunately for the Raptors, Hauser had his foot on the baseline there.
Well, that toe hovering above the baseline. I don't know if it actually touched the baseline, Javon. Yeah, it did.
Yeah, that's size 15. It was a big toe. It was a big toe.
Not the pinky toe.
Not the pinky. Big toe.
Raptors inbound. Minute 20 to go. 8 on the shot clock. Barnes backs down. Turnaround jumper. No good. Rebound to Derek White. 1:14, 1:13 Boston, minute 10 to go. White drives, gets in the lane, puts it up and in. 1:16, 1:13 Boston. Timeout Toronto.
That's big time play by Derek White. And again, McDaniels on the opposing end of it. A slot drive, straight line to the basket. And White does something that most probably won't even notice. As he attacks the basket, puts that ball in his left hand for the finish, and cuts off the chest, cuts off the angle again for McDaniels to contest the shot. With Pirtle out of the game, there's not much rim protection, but a good job there. And this last minute and 4 seconds is going to be crucial for the Raptors to contain the dribble penetration getting to the rim.
So we'll keep it here, 1:16, 1:13. And the Raptors now with only one timeout remaining. Down 3, 1:04 to go on the clock. We are not nearly in territory where you must take a 3. So a quick 2 is good. You save your timeout. You can play the foul game if you have to. But the Raptors had the lead at 109, 107, or 109, 105. It's an 11-4 run for the Celtics. Toronto will inbound, near side, right wing. Siakam, Anunoby, Trent, Barnes, and Schroeder on the floor. They get it to Barnes. Off to Siakam, straight away on Cornet, drive, kick out. Schroeder, up top, shot clock, still lots of time at 12. Schroeder drives into the lane, kick to Anunoby. OG swing, Barnes, 3, got it down the bottom of the well. We are tied at 1:16. Scotty cuts the cords. Give him 30 on the night. 40 seconds to go. Derek White drives, cut off, gets it to Holiday straight away. Jaylen Brown in the lane, lobs it up for the dunk by Cornet. Brown ran over Scotty Barnes, and they said play on. Toronto front court, trailing by 2. 25 seconds to go. Schroeder, straight away, gets it to Barnes on Cornet. Back to Schroeder, guarded by Holiday. They get the switch. Schroeder drives on Cornet, puts it up, no good, but is fouled as Cornet landed on him. That had almost enough spin to climb up and over. Instead, Schroeder's going to have 2 free throws to tie the game.
And great recognition by Schroeder, gets the switch. And I'm surprised they didn't take advantage of this a bit earlier and just getting the matchups with Cornet and attacking them. But here you have it. Schroeder gets a switch that, sidestep, switch to dribble, crossover, and just switches gears, changes gears, getting to the basket.
Timeout Celtics. I wonder if they're challenging this one. I mean, he fouled him on the drive and then landed on him after the shot. How about the Raptors with great ball movement to get Scotty the 3 to tie it? Scotty, 7 of 15 tonight from distance.
But how cool was he on the one that mattered? Right, cool as a cucumber. Moving the basketball, OG with that last pass there, not forcing it, kicking it over to him. He walks into it and strides back, the home run trot, laughing like, listen, this is what I do. This is what I do.
Mazzulla is challenging that foul. Like, he fouled him on the initial drive, hit him on the shot, and then fell on him. Like, how can they? He came over him. We get the top angle. He came over Schroeder. So 15.2 to go.
After review, the challenge is unsuccessful. The call on the floor stands. There is illegal body contact by Cornet He follows through. Schroeder will shoot 2 shots.
Illegal body contact. Illegal contact on the drive. So Schroeder will have 2 shots to try and tie the game.
Schroeder will be at the line shooting
15.5 seconds to go. Dennis Schroeder has not shot a free throw tonight. He is 87% on the season. Raptors still have a timeout. First free throw for Schroeder, no good.
For the Celtics, number 88, Neemias Queta back into the lineup.
So Neemias Queta back in for rebounding.
Along with number 12, O'Shea Brissett.
And O'Shea Brissett also in for rebounding. Derek White is out. And Sam Hauser goes out. Schroeder, second free throw up and in. 118-117. Timeout Boston. What a ball game it's turned out to be as the Raptors scrape back from 20 and take a 4-point lead. Raptors have a timeout left. That's it. Neither team has any fouls to give.
Well, you got to go for the steal right away, right on the inbound. And this last 15 seconds of the game is going to come down to it's going to be a free throw battle. Where you got to play the free throw game, but more importantly, the pressure on inbounds and pressure on cutters and active hands, denying, deflecting. Right, the work has to be done early, way before the ball is inbounded.
Well, let's see what the Raptors come up with. Boston will inbound. And one of the rules that I dislike the most in the NBA, advancing the ball and then being able to throw it into the backcourt. It's the only place in basketball where you can do that. Boston will inbound. Far side on the hash mark. They get it to Holiday. He's double teamed in the corner and a foul called on Siakam. Pascal saying, we weren't trying to foul. And Javon,
they actually had the double team.
They had the trap.
Exactly what they wanted at that point.
Javon, look, you and I have both been there as coaches at different levels. You tell the referee, hey, we're not fouling. We're trying to trap here. Don't just, okay, they want a foul, call the foul.
And they got the ball in, got the trap that they wanted. At that point, you've done it. Sometimes coaches always tell you, if you double team and you have the offense on their heels, you've done exactly what you're supposed to do.
It's the steal doesn't come in the trap. The steal comes from the bad pass out of the trap when the guy is panicking.
Panicking and shading away from the defense. You heave the basketball. Now you put air on it, opportunity to steal the basketball.
Holiday missed the first free throw. 13.5 seconds to go. Second one in the air is good. 119-117. Toronto uses its last timeout.
But you still get something positive out of this in the sense that Drew Holiday steps to the line. He only knocks down one. This is still a 2-point game with 13.5 to go. You have Scotty Barnes. That's another 30-point double-double for him. Pascal 26 points on the night. So there's you have two options there, and if Fournette is going to be in the game, which I think he's already out, he's been subbed out. But now with that said, there's going to be a size advantage for one of those two players, right? Going to have a small defender on them. With no fouls to give, it's got to be foul or a basket. Nothing soft, nothing complacent, settling on the perimeter. Get that ball an aggressive take and or getting into, we've seen Scotty, we've seen Pascal get into that mid-post area and attack right away. Get yourself an opportunity at a good look.
Scotty with a 30, 10, and 5 game going right now. But the Raptors still need 2 more. 119-117 Boston. 13.5 seconds to go. Raptor ball after the timeout. Raptors will inbound, far side, left wing, in the black, moving left to right. Siakam. Can't get it in, finally gets it into Barnes. Scotty up top, calling for a screen. 10 seconds to go. Drives into the lane, lay it up, no good. Rebound Boston. They got a foul, Holiday fouled. Scotty off balance on the layup, couldn't get it down.
And he got a good attack, right? Got the go screen, attack downhill, and he just stumbled. Didn't really get his footing under him to get a solid look at the basket. Drew Holiday matched up on him, calling the screen, and Dennis Schroeder go screen. Has that advantage, but just try to take that extended step with the right foot to cut off Drew Holiday. And that's where he loses his balance. A little too focused in taking away the angle. Brissett coming across the weak side and contesting it, but a good attack by Scotty.
To me, that's one more dribble and 2 hands. 120-117. Holiday makes the first free throw. 2.2 seconds to go. Second one short. Siakam has it. Up court, Anunoby at the buzzer. Won't count. Boston wins it. It's a final. 120-117.
And, coming from where this team came from in the first half, and you don't want to have moral victories, but I like the shift. I like the energy that we've seen in the second half. The play of Scotty Barnes. And actually, the game may not be over here.
Well, David Guthrie, the official, waving people back. Quizzical looks on the face of players, coaches. JT Orr going to put on the headset. We're going to get an announcement here from David Guthrie.
The ruling on the floor is that a defensive personal foul was committed. Replay will be used to see if the personal foul occurred prior to the expiration of time.
So they're going to get Derek White, I guess, for the foul on the rebound by Siakam.
You can see, Derek White had his hand around the hip of Pascal, who couldn't really get a clean pass off.
So if that's the case, they'll put time on the clock.
You'll also get...
And Pascal will get free throws. Now, Pascal, kind of like a quarterback in the grasp. Derek White had his left hand on the left hip of Pascal as he was circling him to the right.
And it also, the interesting thing here is if this call stands as a foul, you'll get 2, but it also depends on the time that's put back on the clock.
Right.
Because now you obviously have to make the first one, you miss the second one, and an opportunity to tip in to tie this thing up.
Well,
after replay review, the illegal contact by Derek White occurs with 1.4 seconds on the game clock. Pascal Siakam will shoot 2 shots for the penalty.
All right. So you make the first one, and Javon, I know you're a professional. We had one too, a specific play for a missed free throw. And ours was shoot it, hit the right side of the rim so the ball bounces left. Send your left offensive player on the lane across to screen the guy, and your guy standing beside him circles to catch it on the other side.
Well, first, you got to make the first one. Yeah. No matter what the play is, Pascal's got to knock down this first one right here. And you got Pirtle on the right block. You have Scotty Barnes on the left block. I'd imagine those two would cross out and get in front of Quetta and Cornette.
Siakam first free throw good. All right. Here's the play now. Let's see what the Raptors have as the lead is 120-118. Everybody arms up, leaning in on the lane.
As soon as that ball is up, those two have got to get into the paint. They've got to get ahead of the...
Siakam misses, tapped away, and the Raptors don't get it. So Boston comes away with the win, 120-118.
And you know what, I'll tell you, that's why I mentioned that the time is going to be so important, because even with that miss, right, it went over, you know, two white shirts. It went behind Scotty Barnes. If you had, you know, 0.5 of a second more, it gives you 2 seconds, then Scotty has enough time to go get that basketball and put up a shot. But a valiant effort, you know, for the Raptors. What was it? They were down 20.
They were down 20.
In the first half there. And, you know, just to see the energy shift in the second half, and obviously I was a little disappointed in the first half because Pascal seemed to be the only one that was bringing it. And Scotty Barnes matched him, you know, 30 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists for him. And then the bench play. Schroeder coming in, having himself, you know, a very important game. 15 points, 9 rebounds. Malachi Flynn came and had some important minutes as well with his defensive pressure. And McDaniels, right? Tough go at the end for him. You know, that he was really the point of attack for Boston, and he was on the receiving end of some straight line drives to the basket, which were costly. But, you know, the effort that you've seen here from this group, you've got to continue to build on that, especially in the second half. But they don't have the luxury of doing it for just one half. It's got to be 48 minutes of basketball, 48 minutes of effort from this group.
So Boston gets the win, 120-118. On to Detroit tomorrow night for the Raptors. And the road trip concludes, as does the last game of the calendar year 2023. For all of us here, we say thank you for listening. Boston wins at 120-118. You've been listening to Tangerine Raptors basketball across the TSN radio network. Jim Taddy and the postgame up next with Warren Ward. Thank you for listening. Good night.
SiriusXM NBA Radio is your home all year long for 24/7 coverage of the National Basketball Association.
LeBron dribbling, drives to the paint, puts it up, in, and a foul. Are you kidding me?
We're bringing you exclusive access to the biggest basketball stars in the world.
Joined now by the two-time MVP, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
To win a championship moving forward, it never becomes easy. It always becomes harder.
Enjoy interactive live NBA commentary all day long.
No matter how much talent you have, if you don't play as a team, you can't win.
Let those guys in the front office run the team, dude.
And, of course, all the nightly rim-rocking, heart-pounding, buzzer-beating play-by-play action your ears can handle.
Handoff, Curry takes another three. It's up and good!
Basketball is our life. On NBA Radio, Channel 86. And listen whenever you want with the SiriusXM app.
The National Basketball Association on SiriusXM. For a full list of games and channels, go to SiriusXM.com/NBA schedule.
Internet 978, Washington State on XM 387, Internet 977. 9 p.m., Boise State faces Utah Valley on XM 390, Internet 980. 9 p.m., Colorado faces Washington with the Colorado feed on XM and Internet 373. Washington on XM 389, Internet 979. 9 p.m., Colorado State faces Adams State on Sirius 109, XM 203, and Internet 966. 9 p.m., Gonzaga takes on San Diego State with the Gonzaga feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 81, San Diego State on Sirius 121, XM 202, and Internet 965. 9 p.m., Illinois takes on Fairleigh Dickinson on Sirius XM and Internet channels 83. 10 p.m., San Diego faces Fresno State on XM 391, Internet 981. 10:30 p.m., Cal takes on Arizona with the Cal feed on XM 392, Internet 982, Arizona on Sirius 146, XM 197, and Internet 959. 11 p.m., Stanford faces Arizona State. The Stanford feed on XM 381, Internet 971, Arizona State on XM and Internet 373. In NCAA college football, noon, Kentucky faces Clemson, with the Kentucky feed on Sirius 119, XM 190 and Internet 961, Clemson on Sirius 106, XM 193 and Internet 955, national feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 84. 2 p.m., Notre Dame faces Oregon State, the Notre Dame feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 129, Oregon State on XM and Internet 373, national feed on Sirius 208, XM 201 and Internet 964. 3:30 p.m., Iowa State takes on Memphis, the Iowa State feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 84, Memphis on XM 380, Internet 970. National feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 80. 8 p.m. Ohio State takes on Missouri. The Ohio State feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 84. Missouri on Sirius 119, XM 190 and Internet 961. National feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 80. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM sports schedule for Friday, December the 29th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In NCAA college men's basketball, 2 p.m., Penn State faces Rider on XM and Internet 372.
On the court and off, your home for the NBA is SiriusXM. Follow all the drama as your favorite team vies for it all. SiriusXM NBA Radio, SiriusXM 86.
For SiriusXM Sports, I'm Ryan Payton. The 1941-42 campaign did not start out with any huge dramatics for the Maple Leafs. They were coming off their second-best season in team history, but they lost to Boston in the semifinals that year. With the war going on in Europe as well, some of the Leafs were in the armed forces. GM Conn Smythe, he was also not present at all until late in the season because of his involvement in World War II. A solid season for Toronto placed them in their division, 3 points up on the Rangers. Toronto beat New York in round one, setting up what would be an historic Stanley Cup Finals with Detroit. The young Red Wings team jumped on top of Toronto early in the series, shocking them, winning both games 2-1 and then 4-2. Heading back to Detroit, Toronto took an early 2-0 lead in Game 3, but they fell and they trailed 3-0. Game 4 in Detroit saw Toronto come back from 2-0 and 3-2 deficits to win 4-3. Then they ran the Wings out of the building in Game 5, winning 9-3. In Game 6, they shut them out and had set up a Stanley Cup Final Game 7 for the first time in history. And Toronto would complete the comeback with a 3-1 win. That team is the only team in North American sports history to win its championship after going down 3-0 in the finals. Truly one of the greatest comebacks ever, and what a moment, not just for Toronto, but the game of hockey in general. The 1941-1942 Maple Leafs, greatest comeback in NHL history. For SiriusXM Sports, I'm Ryan Payton.
SiriusXM NFL Radio Channel 88 brings you expert analysis from former players, coaches, and executives, plus reaction to all the latest news on the only 24/7 station dedicated to the National Football League.
I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM sports schedule for Friday, December the 29th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NBA, 7 p.m., Orlando Magic take on the New York Knicks. Magic on Sirius 138, XM 213, and Internet 901. Knicks on Internet 899. 7 p.m., Washington Wizards face the Brooklyn Nets. Wizards on Sirius 137, XM 212, and Internet 909. Nets on Internet 882. 7:30 p.m., Atlanta Hawks face the Sacramento Kings. Hawks on Sirius 158, XM 214, and Internet 880. Kings on Internet 905. 7:30 p.m., Cleveland Cavaliers take on the Milwaukee Bucks. Cavaliers on Sirius XM channels 86, Internet 885. Bucks on Internet 896. 7:30 p.m., Boston Celtics face the Toronto Raptors. Celtics on Sirius XM channels 167, Internet 881. Raptors on Internet 907. 8 p.m., Houston Rockets face the Philadelphia 76ers. Rockets on Sirius 160, XM 215, and Internet 890. 76ers on Internet 902. 9 p.m., Denver Nuggets face the Oklahoma City Thunder. Nuggets on Sirius 162, XM 217, and Internet 887. Thunder on Internet 900. 9 p.m., Phoenix Suns take on the Charlotte Hornets. Suns on Sirius 161, XM 216, and Internet 903. Hornets on Internet 883. 10 p.m., Portland Trailblazers take on the San Antonio Spurs. Trailblazers on Sirius 137, XM 212, and Internet 904. Spurs on Internet 906. 10:30 p.m., LA Clippers face the Memphis Grizzlies. Clippers on Sirius XM 86, Internet 892. Grizzlies on Internet 894. In the NHL, 7 p.m., Columbus Blue Jackets face the Toronto Maple Leafs. Blue Jackets on Sirius 208, XM 219, and Internet 928. Maple Leafs on Internet 947. 7 p.m., Detroit Red Wings take on the Nashville Predators. Red Wings on Sirius 209, XM 220, and Internet 930. Predators on Internet 936. 7 p.m., Ottawa Senators take on the New Jersey Devils. Senators on Sirius 210, XM 221, and Internet 940. Devils on Internet 937. 7 p.m., Florida Panthers face the New York Rangers. Panthers on Sirius and XM channels 91, Internet 932. Rangers on Internet 939. 7:30 p.m., New York Islanders take on the Washington Capitals. Islanders on Sirius 211, XM 222, and Internet 938. Capitals on Internet 950. 8 p.m., St. Louis Blues face the Colorado Avalanche. Blues on XM 207, Internet 945. Avalanche on Internet 927. 8 p.m., Dallas Stars face the Chicago Blackhawks. Stars on XM 223, Internet 929. Blackhawks on Internet 926. 10 p.m., Anaheim Ducks face the Arizona Coyotes. Ducks on Sirius XM channels 91, Internet 920. Coyotes on Internet 921. 10 p.m., Seattle Kraken face the Philadelphia Flyers. Kraken on Sirius 208, XM 219, and Internet 944. Flyers on Internet 941. In NCAA College Women's Basketball, 2 p.m., Florida State faces Georgia Tech on Sirius 139, XM 194, and Internet 956. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM sports schedule for Friday, December the 29th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NBA, 7 p.m., Orlando Magic take on the New York Knicks. Magic on Sirius 138, XM 213, and Internet 901. Knicks on Internet 899. 7 p.m., Washington Wizards face the Brooklyn Nets. Wizards on Sirius 137, XM 212, and Internet 909. Nets on Internet 882. 7:30 p.m., Atlanta Hawks face the Sacramento Kings. Hawks on Sirius 158, XM 214, and Internet 880. Kings on Internet 905. 7:30 p.m., Cleveland Cavaliers take on the Milwaukee Bucks. Cavaliers on Sirius and XM channels 86, Internet 885. Bucks on Internet 896. 7:30 p.m., Boston Celtics face the Toronto Raptors. Celtics on Sirius and XM channels 167, Internet 881. Raptors on Internet 907.
Follow every second of the action on NHL Network Radio. From behind the bench to every play on the ice. If it's hockey, it's on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. SiriusXM 91.
I'm Mick Kern with It Happened in Baseball. If you've got your 1975 Topps baseball set just kicking around, pull out card number 407. It's an oddity in the hobby, being the only baseball card ever issued for a pinch runner. Flip over the card, you'll see 92 games played in 1974 for Herb Washington. The native of Mississippi grew up in Flint, Michigan, playing baseball like most kids, but he excelled at sprinting. He broke a number of records during his prime, in particular in the 50 and 60-yard dash, but just missed out on qualifying for the 1972 Munich Summer Olympics. None other than Charlie Finley, the colorful and creative owner of the Oakland A's, who knew a good promotional idea when he saw one, signed Washington to a one-year contract worth $45,000, along with a $20,000 signing bonus. The catch was there would be no catching nor hitting. Hurricane Herb would be employed solely as the A's pinch runner. That first season, Washington stole 29 bases in 45 attempts. Unfortunately, during Game 2 of the World Series that autumn, he was picked off first base by the Dodgers' Mike Marshall. He was also caught stealing twice in the ALCS against the Baltimore Orioles. Washington got into 13 more games in the 1975 season before being released by the A's. His career line shows 105 games played over 2 seasons, where he stole 31 bases and was caught 17 times. Herb Washington scored 33 runs for the Oakland A's, all without a single plate appearance. For It Happened in Baseball, I'm Mick Kern.
Hear it all on demand. Your favorite shows, your favorite games. Don't miss a second of your favorite SiriusXM programming on demand with the SiriusXM app. Download it now for free.
I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM sports schedule for Friday, December the 29th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In NCAA college men's basketball, 2 p.m., Penn State faces Rider on XM and Internet 372. 6 p.m., Indiana faces Kennesaw State on XM and Internet 372. 6 p.m., Miami faces North Florida on Sirius 106, XM 193, and Internet 955. 7 p.m., Cincinnati faces Evansville on XM 382, Internet 972. 7 p.m., Clemson faces Radford on Sirius 139, XM 194, and Internet 956. 7 p.m., Iowa takes on Northern Illinois on XM 383, Internet 973. 7 p.m., Kentucky faces Illinois State on Sirius XM and Internet channels 81. 7 p.m., Michigan takes on McNeese State on XM 384, Internet 974. 7 p.m., Minnesota faces Maine on Sirius XM and Internet channels 85. 7 p.m., Purdue faces Eastern Kentucky. 7 p.m., Purdue takes on Eastern Kentucky on Sirius XM and Internet channels 83. 7 p.m., USC faces Bethune-Cookman on XM 83, Internet 971. 8 p.m., LSU faces Northwestern State on XM 385, Internet 975. 8 p.m., North Carolina faces Charleston Southern on Sirius 106, XM 193, and Internet 955. 8 p.m., Northwestern takes on Jackson State on XM 386, Internet 976. 8 p.m., Texas faces UNCG on Sirius 132, XM 199, and Internet 953. 8:30 p.m., Utah takes on Washington State with the Utah feed on XM 388, Internet 978, Washington State on XM 387, Internet 977. 9 p.m., Boise State faces Utah Valley on XM 390, Internet 980. 9 p.m., Colorado faces Washington with the Colorado feed on XM and Internet 373, Washington on XM 389, Internet 979. 9 p.m., Colorado State faces Adams State on Sirius 109, XM 203, and Internet 966. 9 p.m., Gonzaga takes on San Diego State with the Gonzaga feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 81, San Diego State on Sirius 121, XM 202, and Internet 965. 9 p.m., Illinois takes on Fairleigh Dickinson on Sirius XM and Internet channels 83. 10 p.m., San Diego faces Fresno State on XM 391, Internet 981. 10:30 p.m., Cal takes on Arizona with the Cal feed on XM 392, Internet 982, Arizona on Sirius 146, XM 197, and Internet 959. 11 p.m., Stanford faces Arizona State, the Stanford feed on XM 381, Internet 971, Arizona State on XM and Internet 373. In NCAA college football, noon, Kentucky faces Clemson with the Kentucky feed on Sirius 119, XM 190, and Internet 961. Clemson on Sirius 106, XM 193, and Internet 955. National feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 84. 2 p.m., Notre Dame faces Oregon State. The Notre Dame feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 129. Oregon State on XM and Internet 373. National feed on Sirius 208, XM 201, and Internet 964. 3:30 p.m., Iowa State takes on Memphis. The Iowa State feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 84, Memphis on XM 380, Internet 970. National feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 80. 8 p.m., Ohio State takes on Missouri. The Ohio State feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 84, Missouri on Sirius 119, XM 190, and Internet 961. National feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 80. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM sports schedule for Friday, December the 29th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In NCAA college men's basketball, 2 p.m., Penn State faces Rider on XM and Internet 372.
The PGA Tour comes to life on SiriusXM. It's your destination for everything on the tour. Hear live, hole-by-hole coverage and expert analysis. PGA Tour Radio, SiriusXM 92.
For SiriusXM Sports, I'm Ryan Payton. Teemu Selanne is one of hockey's all-time greats. He played till he was 43, and over the 21 NHL seasons, he was a point-per-game player. Among his accomplishments, he was a 10-time All-Star, a Rocket Richard Trophy winner, a Stanley Cup champion, and he won the Calder Trophy as Rookie of the Year in 92-93, and what a season that was. He was 22, he was playing with the Jets, and in North America for the first time. At the end of the season, he had had 132 points, including 76 goals. That smashed Mike Bossy's record of 53 for most by a player in a rookie season. The way Selanne set the record became perhaps the most iconic moment of his career. He did it with a hat trick in front of the home fans in Winnipeg against Quebec and proceeded to throw his glove in the air and pretend to shoot it with his stick. He would go on to spend the next 2 decades playing his way into the hearts of hockey fans all around North America, and was one of the rare stars who even fans of rival teams didn't have anything bad to say about. By the end of his career, when that was done, he was one of the most universally beloved players to ever play the game of hockey. Teemu Selanne, if he probably wanted to, he would have played another 2-3 years, but he knew his time was done. But what a time it was in the NHL. Teemu Selanne, the Finnish Flash, one of the best. For SiriusXM Sports, I'm Ryan Payton.
SiriusXM has soccer covered end to end. SiriusXM FC. Hear live play-by-play and talk shows hosted by legends of the game. It's SiriusXM FC.